major upgrades, Harrison Electric is your go-to for all your electrical projects. Don't sit on the sideline with electrical problems. Get back in the game with the pros you can count on. Harrison Electric. Honest, quick, trusted. 652-3077.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, your Xerox authorized dealer in the River Valley. Xerox is more than just a brand, it's your ultimate business partner. Whether you need high-speed printers, powerful copiers, or seamless cloud solutions, Xerox has the tools to keep your business running smoothly and efficiently. And right now, for a limited time, we're offering a free Xerox color printer with the lease or purchase of many Xerox models. To learn more, call us at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, your partner in business success.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine, a high this afternoon in the low to mid 60s. We will see an increase in the cloud cover tonight, and overnight low in the low to mid 40s. We will see sunny skies, a slight chance of showers on Saturday, a high right around 55 degrees. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that would respect you.
Live from the Bushlight Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. My heart, dog. Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no mock at halftime.
But they were one Razorback.
It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Boy, I had a quick moment of panic before the show started today. How am I supposed to do 3 hours of radio if I don't have my Ballistics in my pocket? There it is. Good morning. Let me just put this stuff on here quickly. Oh, there we go. That feels good. Good morning. 11:01, halftime, ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com. Football Friday, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Christian Johnston, Neil Atkinson, Bet Saracen 115, Aaron Torres about 15 minutes from right now. Got all that stuff out of the way, Matt. Do you have your Ballistics?
Happy, or are you just happy to see me? Yeah, happy Halloween. My last Halloween costume, Phil Elson, was I was a Ninja Turtle. What was your guys last time? And then what is Gabe? What is he doing? Homer Simpson?
Oh God! I told you yesterday that he wanted to be Homer Simpson, so you're gonna have to round out the costume with a Geiger counter because of course Homer works at a nuclear facility. So I did buy the Geiger counter, and then we're the worst procrastinators on earth for things. So we didn't go get anything until yesterday. You know what the lines were like at Spirit Halloween.
Oh yeah,
we didn't do Homer Simpson. Plus, they don't even have that stuff at Spirit Halloween. So he went as Jake. He went as Yake from State Farm.
Yake, I like it. All right.
And I don't think he needs a Geiger counter to be whatever it is that Jake is. If he's an insurance adjuster, if he's one of those people who's on top of all of the, what's it called when you're on top of all of the equations for insurance companies? Can't ever remember
Pyramid
that job.
scheme? Oh.
Yeah. Or just good at marketing. Yeah, I don't think he needs this for today. So if anybody needs a Geiger counter, if you're worried about, glowing while you're walking around town, or perhaps, I don't know, maybe somebody's listening at Nuclear One and lost their Geiger counter. I got a free one for you right here if you want one. So he's Yake from State Farm instead. I have myself a Joker costume. So I'm supposed to, my
Heath
kid
Ledger
goes out,
Joker?
I go out.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I don't know if I'm going to put it on. We'll see. I was going to put it on for halftime today, and then I decided, I'm not going to dress as the Joker for the show. Did I disappoint you?
Yeah, I'm disappointed, but we'll still have a good time anyway. I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed.
You realize, though, how many times, Matt, like people went as you for Halloween? Did you ever think about that before?
I've never thought about that before. That is very true. I was Bo Jackson when I was a kid, number 34. Wore my outfit with the shoulder pads, number 34.
Did you ever go as Jalen Rose? You're such a Jalen Rose fan.
I think it was cold, so you almost got to wear a little more clothes. But no, in the last time I was did anything for Halloween, I painted my face green, had the turtle hands, had the blue bandana. But the year before that, I was Flavor Flav with a Memphis Penny Hardaway jersey and a clock around my neck. So those are the last. Like, I was in my 20s the last time I did Halloween. What's your last Halloween costume?
I mean, I've got kids. I've been doing Halloween every year with them. I mean, I've been the Hunchback of Pittsburgh as a Steeler with, kind of like Notre Dame Hunchback, and just threw it together a few years ago. 2 years ago, I was guy that got out of the shower because I procrastinated, and all I did was throw on a robe and some
like
socks
the Big
and
Lebowski
slippers.
would be a good one, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. Last year, my son and I did Marty McFly and Doc Brown.
There you go.
But we didn't get it all together today. Although he's a good yake from State Farm. Like, I'd buy an insurance policy from him today.
What's with the life preserver?
Exactly. Somebody said that to us last year, and he even knew how to respond to it.
Nice.
Knew exactly how to. So I mean, I was a baseball player so often. I was an Atari 2600 one year, for those who remember that gaming console. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's somebody going as a Nintendo Switch or some sort of VR headset today. Who's going as the LSU athletics director? That'd be an interesting costume to choose today if anybody around Louisiana feels like going around like that. I guess it would just be, well, they've hired an interim, which that's the theme to LSU everything right now. So it's crazy what's going on this week. This to me feels like it's been the craziest week of what has been the craziest soap opera that I've ever watched. I'm not even talking about sports soap opera. This what is it now? 7 weeks in a row? We got to do a ghoul pool today, Matt. I mean, if it's going to be 8 weeks in a row, who's the next coach to get fired, and will it happen this week? I mean, it's Halloween. You got to have a ghoul pool for this. Is it going to be Hugh? Will it be Hugh Freeze when they lose to Kentucky? Because I'm going to tell you, I think it might happen today. Why not? Well, I don't think it'll be Norvell. I mean, it's like I didn't really think Brian Kelly would get fired this day last week. I think you might have said something about it a week ago, though. And, man, did you hit it on the head. Though I don't think you would have predicted that would have led to, like, one of the craziest weeks that we've ever seen with that press conference by the governor, Landry. And then you knew that Scott Woodward wasn't going to be the AD anymore. It just kind of happened just like that. And now they're looking for – so now there's an interim football coach, interim president, provost, athletic director, medical school chancellor, chief administrative officer. It's like it's interim LSU, basically, Matt. It's been the craziest week that I think we've had in a crazy football season.
Well, they are below sea level, so you got to watch out for mold. That's very
well. That happened in the library there too a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Just craziness.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, maybe the South Carolina coach, maybe the I thought the Kentucky coach or Ole Miss coach. Those would be the only three. Everybody else, I think, likes their coach. Vanderbilt loves their coach. Missouri loves their coach. Ole Miss loves their coach. Georgia loves their coach. Alabama loves, so some at Tennessee. So there's probably, I mean, one or two other jobs, but that's
the thing about what this season is. Halloween is the perfect day for this college football season because this football season is like walking through the crazy fun house with all those wild mirrors. That's how you can end up in a world that is the bizarro world of college football, where up is down, left is right, good is bad, and so on and so forth. That's where Indiana and Vanderbilt aren't just good, but they're contenders, legitimate contenders for the money grab in the playoff, and maybe even to win the whole thing. And then all the firings, and then just it felt surreal this last week with everything in Baton Rouge too. It all fits. But why dress up when all you got to do is watch college football, and it's almost like the 6 days that lead into the game might be a little more interesting than the game itself sometimes.
the tuna swims downstream and the salmon swims upstream. So when the tuna calls in, maybe he's salmon today. Man, I don't know. It's the bizarro world.
Is that it's a bizarro world? Is a tuna a salmon or is it a bird?
Ooh.
That's the thing. So we got to wonder about that because if you live in the water in the bizarro world, you got to live in the air.
Oh, okay. I see what happened there.
I think I just exploded a little logic on you.
Yeah, fourth wall break. I like it.
You could see. I saw Matt's eyes widen through the dark sunglasses.
Yeah, well, Seinfeld, it's when he's like, isn't that good for the tuna? And he's like, well, if the opposite of tuna would be salmon, but you
Turns out the opposite of tuna is an
pheasant.
eagle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You just didn't realize that. All right. We got World Series Game 6 today. I'm telling you to take the Dodgers because, Yamamoto, not just what he's done in the last 2 games. Matt, the last game Yamamoto ever pitched in Japan for Oryx was Game 6 of the Japan series in 2023. His Oryx team was down 3-2. Dude went out and threw a 138 pitch, 14 strikeout, complete game, and they made it to the 7th game. And that's the last game he pitched in Japan.
I believe
it's
it.
exactly the same situation he faces today. I think he's going to go out and throw a gem.
I do too. I got the Dodgers today, Game 7 on Saturday. We got Liverpool tomorrow. We got Arkansas, Mississippi State tomorrow. Last week it didn't go good for anybody.
As long as you don't have, YouTube TV, by the way.
I once I cancel my YouTube, and I'm probably in the minority on this, but once they do this to me and I cancel it, I'll never buy it back. I won't get it again. I'll consume a different way.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many people they will lose over this, but how do you? The reason I got YouTube TV, I got it when I started this show.
That's why I got it too.
Because they play every Arkansas Razorback football and basketball game, and so I need it for work. Everything else is kind of the bonus with it, like whatever comes with it. But now you take off all the art. What do I don't need YouTube anymore.
When YouTube TV came out in 2017, the price was $35. And you got more sports then, I think, than you do now. They had the regional networks. You got to pay extra for the regional networks now. It's $83 a month. That's almost a $50 increase in it since it started 8 years ago. And you're actually getting less sports, I think, than you were getting then. And it's like, why has the price risen so much? And it's not like this isn't a problem for any of the other streaming apps. And whether or not it's like a power struggle between Disney and Google, I don't care. I'm not taking sides on this. You just want the cheapest opportunity to be able to watch the games you want to watch. That's why we have live TV anyway. So, hey, I'm just thankful I get to be at the game and watch it up close. When it comes time for men's basketball season, Matt, I don't go to all the men's games. That's how I'm going to watch. So, yeah, I would do away with YouTube TV as well. And I think there's a lot of people listening right now that are caught up in this. It's free and will remain free, this radio station you're listening to. And we'll be airing the games no matter what anyway. So take that for what it's worth. All right, halftime today. Neil Atkinson, Bet Saracen, hour 3. That's 1:15. Lots to talk about in the gambling world. And then, of course, anything that's going on this weekend with the games that you may be interested in putting a little wager on, including Arkansas, Mississippi, World Series Game 6, tons of NBA, NFL matchups as well. Aaron Torres will come up after the break. We'll have lots of times as well for your calls and texts. The Lewis Automotive Hotline is 877-377-6963. Stay with us. Halftime is back after this break.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee. Guaranteed satisfaction for at least 4 hours a day. This is Ruskin and Zach.
But you know how they say in movies that if you take pictures, you add 10 pounds, stuff like that when you take a picture?
Yep.
Well, I heard myself the other day, and my lips sound like they had about 10 pounds of lips. Some regular guru idiot.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch, Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Got a pest? Call West. If you have pest or termite problems in your home, call West today and learn how their 50 years combined experience can help solve your problems with competitive pricing and quality services, all designed with your pets and children in mind. Call today and schedule your free estimate. They even offer Saturday services and long life attic pest control. Call 782-7291. West Termite and Pest Control, protecting your home health and peace of mind.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com, LIMBIRD.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Every long relationship needs a little heat, a spark to keep things exciting, something bold, unexpected, saucy. Hold on, not that. We're talking about your relationship with Crispy Chicken, and Taco Bell just spiced it up. 2 crispy chicken strips wrapped in a tortilla dripping with Frank's Red Hot Diablo sauce. Hotter, crunchier. Can you stop it, please? Crispy Chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for participation which varies. Frank's Red Hot is a registered trademark of the French's Food Company, LLC, and used under license by Taco Bell.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Everywhere,
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Headed on our Lewis Automotive Hotline, Friday morning conversation. Aaron Torres joining us from the Aaron Torres Sports Podcast, Aaron Torres Media, AT. Good morning. Happy Halloween. Happy Game 6. Another week of college football. College basketball's here, man. We finally get real games that count next week. Hey, what do you when you watch any exhibition basketball game, when you look at the box scores, do you take these games with a grain of salt?
Listen. This is going to sound like a very arrogant thing for me to say, and I don't intend it that way. I kind of have a feel for most of these teams, how they're supposed to look, who's supposed to be playing and in what role, right? And so, as an example, last night, there's a certain team that wears blue that got smacked at home by Georgetown. And I think, listen, let's call a spade a spade. Kentucky's former head coach is now sitting in Arkansas. Arkansas looked awesome in their first two exhibitions. And, if Arkansas fans want to have fun with that result, I have no problem with it. I also know that Jalen Lowe, who is one of the best players in the transfer portal this year at point guard, was not available. And then basically his backup wasn't available. And if you watched the game, and I did watch that game specifically, you say, oh, Kentucky kind of looked like a team without a point guard. They literally just could not run offense functionally. And so I bring it up to say, I took more out of, say, that game that, hey, Georgetown might actually be pretty good, then it's oh, there's some functional, something wrong with Kentucky. Conversely, my UConn Huskies played Michigan State the other night without two starters and looked awesome. And they won by about 8, 10, 12 points. And to me, Michigan State had what we believe to be basically their full roster. And so you say, okay, so even if it was at home, UConn just beat Michigan State without two starters, and how much of the quote-unquote offense is really being – it doesn't really matter. So the point I'm trying to make is I actually do think – I think it's become this cliche thing of, you can't take anything out of exhibitions. Well, I'm sorry, I do. And, I think – I'm going long, but I'll just wrap it with this. I saw Seth Davis the other day say this, is you don't want to overreact to exhibitions, okay, but you don't want to take nothing out of them when there is stuff to take out of. And so I could go on, but to me, I think you have to find that balance of everybody wants to say you can't take anything away from exhibitions, okay, but let's not take nothing away either at a time when, in cases where we should be taking at least something away.
Makes sense. All right. Well, we get games that count next
what
week.
I say, not all though.
No, but that does make sense. But the thing that Matt hits on is that you really get a sense of a team's athleticism at the very least, and they can't take that away from Arkansas.
Well, especially with Coach Cal, the way he coaches, he lets these guys, because if you look at a Coach Cal the last 20 years, his teams are very athletic, and so it's almost like he kind of lets them make mistakes being athletes, and then he's teaching them how to be a basketball player. I love the way his process is that he goes about it.
Matt, I love that. That's, listen, you played at a much higher level than I did, but everyone who's been around him, that's perfect analysis. And I even remember going into the summer, 2 summers ago when Cal was taking over, and it was all kind of new for most everybody except for, Big Z, DJ, and Adu Thero. Cal did this kind of rant where he just said, listen, summertime is about making you the best version of yourself, and that's a lot of skill work, that's a lot of whatever. And then we figure out the team stuff as time goes on. And I think that's absolutely right, Matt, is that, you bring in guys that have the physical tools, and then, again, you worry about the skill stuff, and I think more importantly, the team stuff afterward. I think that's where he's got a lot of criticism is how come you're not beating this team on November 28th? And it's well, isn't the end game still March? And I think that I'll be honest, I think that message kind of wore thin by the end at the last place. But it's a tried and true method, and the one thing you can't deny about Cal, whether it's from UMass to Memphis to Kentucky to Arkansas, is his teams play their best basketball usually from about February 1st on. As a matter of fact, take out the COVID year. I'd have to really go back and think about it, but I can't really think of a year where the team wasn't actually playing really good basketball February into March. Now, sometimes they had dug themselves, like last year, such a big hole where, you have a lot of ground to make up, but the way you framed it is exactly right, Matt, and I agree 100%. I do think athleticism is one thing that can be taken away, and I think that's what's a positive sign about that Arkansas game against Memphis on Monday. Another one that I watched is that it wasn't perfect early, but they really just kind of overwhelmed a team basically the final 20 to 25 minutes of that game. And one thing about Memphis under Penny Hardaway, they're never going to be lacking athleticism as well. So from the Arkansas side, we can absolutely, do any more takeaways you want, but I think that's my biggest takeaway is that, just the athleticism and the number of bodies this year, which is obviously different than last year, I think it puts them in a great position when we're talking about teams that are really going to be, at the top of the sport all year long.
Hey, this has been a crazy week specifically at LSU athletics. You don't
Yeah.
need me to get into the reasons why, but I saw the
Is
committee.
your guys'
that is-
governor making the next football hire too, or is that just the Louisiana thing?
That's probably just a Louisiana thing. That's right. The thing I was going to get into with that is man, I actually kind of forgot of my train of thought when you cut in there for a moment. At
Well,
has the job been diminished? That's what I was getting into. Has the job been diminished? They've got an actually pretty good committee. It looks like to put together to hire the next coach. It's not the former athletic director, but the guy who's been their administrator for football for years, who's now the AD for now, the interim, Verge Osbury. He's on this committee along with a former player. But has the job been diminished by what's happened in the last week? Or because we're kind of kicking around the idea that that's maybe the best job available, and then Governor Landry spoke.
He did speak. He certainly spoke. Yeah, no, by the way, I apologize for cutting you off there, but that is, I think the $64,000 question that everybody, I've been, I was on in College Station yesterday, I was on in Tuscaloosa yesterday, and I'm on in Fayetteville now, and I think that might be honestly the biggest question in the SEC right now, because we all know what LSU is capable of being when they have the right coach, or at least a coach that kind of knows how to take advantage of all those resources. I'll be honest, guys, I am not as worried about it as I think maybe some people are. Listen, there's two variables. One, the way the world moves, we're going to all move on to the next thing. I'm not wishing this upon somebody, but let's say Auburn loses to Kentucky at home tomorrow. We could have another SEC opening by Monday. You just never know. And we're going to forget about all that. I think the governor is going to kind of fade into the background. It's clear he had a bone to pick with the AD. And then I don't think it's going to matter as much. And then I do think the other thing is that basically it's such a good job that I think anybody that's in football, and especially that really understands the college landscape, understands what you are capable of doing there. So I don't think it's as big of a deal. But what I will say is this, and it's for all these jobs, right, is that if you don't get Lane Kiffin, I mean, who is the guy that moves the needle with the fan base? I'll tell you really a quick side story, but, Penn State, there's increasing buzz that they could be hiring. Now, I don't think it's anywhere near done, but a conversation being had is Brian Hartline, the OC at Ohio State, and the thought process there is he understands the Big Ten. He's a great recruiter, offensive guy, whatever. But it's like when you fire a coach in James Franklin that won, basically 70% of his games if you take out his first year, I don't know that that's the guy that everybody in the building was ready to rally around on, October 5th or whatever when they fired him. And so I do think that's going to be an interesting thing with LSU is, let's just say for the sake of argument, Lane Kiffin signs an extension tomorrow and he's completely off the board. John Summerall at Tulane just lost last night. Whatever. I mean, Marcus Freeman's not coming. So it's like, who is that guy? And so I think that's what makes it more interesting. I still think it is the best job. I think people in football understand that. But I think the counter to that is, how many of those people are really attainable? And then of the ones that are, how much are they going to potentially rally your fan base?
And I don't have any info, but I see Rhett Lashley, the head coach at SMU, being the next LSU head coach. I think that would be a great spot for him. I guess my question to you, Aaron, is which coach would you want to lead your program? Would it be Jimmy Franklin or would it be Brian Kelly? Who gets back into coaching at a better job first?
It's a great question. I think to me it's no doubt James Franklin. And listen, I think, the more it's funny, I saw some pictures. It's so funny. Like you see stuff online these days and you don't know what's real, what's AI, what's made up, what's whatever. I saw some pictures of James Franklin today and I didn't share them because I don't know if they're real. But you know what? The vibe that I got, guys, I got the Calipari in Arkansas vibe where if it was real, and I think it was, big smile on his face, and I think that guy, one, I think he sincerely wants to coach. I don't think it's a money grab. And two, he was really good, but it was also a place where it probably had come full circle and it was time for everybody to get a fresh start. No different than John Calipari with his situation. And listen, I think Arkansas is happy with how that worked out. I think Kentucky's happy with how that worked out. And I think someone is going to land James Franklin and get a reinvigorated guy that really probably just did need a fresh start. Brian Kelly, on the other hand, I'll just say, like, I've actually always been an advocate of his. I tell the story all the time, but he came to Cincinnati when I was at UConn, and Cincinnati was good under Mark D'Antonio, who was the former Michigan State head coach, and he really took him to another level. And so I've always kind of defended him, but you could tell there was a disconnect. You can tell that, frankly, the players didn't like him. Probably the assistant coaches who were getting screamed at didn't like him. And I don't know, like, if he wants to coach, somebody is going to hire him, and probably he'll be pretty good there. I think it can't be I'm going long, so if I'm going too long, please cut me off. But I wonder, frankly, what kind of job he would take, right? I mean, he has been at 2 jobs in the last 15 years that you basically get whatever you need to compete at the highest level. So if a Michigan State opens, if a Wisconsin opens, yeah, geographically it makes the most sense. It makes more sense than LSU, but does it really make sense for Brian Kelly, who's been at Notre Dame and LSU the last 15 years? So I think, to me, yes, I think somebody is getting a good football coach if he decides to get back in it. I think what I'm kind of curious in is what is the threshold of job that he's willing to take, because that, to me, is kind of the fascinating conversation with him.
We'll leave it there, AT. Appreciate you hopping on with us. Thanks a lot, man.
All right, fellas, I will look out for the Arkansas governor's press conference later today to get an update on the football coaching search, okay?
You got it. Yeah, that and the SNAP benefits at the
coming?
same time.
All right. We'll talk next week, guys. Take care.
Aaron Torres with us on a Friday on halftime. Well, that's basically what Landry's press conference was supposed to be about. SNAP benefits and the funds turned into something that I don't think they're talking much about SNAP benefits. If they are, a little bit quieter than I think they were before the press conference. 877-377-6963 to get with us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Matt, I think it's going to be a while for Brian Kelly to be a head coach again. I mean, the stories just keep coming out. Every single day since the hiring, somebody, whether it's a former player of his, whether it's a former coach that he coached with, or, just somebody that had something out for him. They've been dumping on him now for 5-6 days.
And we all have egos. There's no question about that, especially when you're successful at that level. The thing is, he's not going to get as good of a head coaching job as he had at Notre Dame and LSU. So does he want to step back, and does he have to go to the Dan Mullen route? Does he have to go to UNLV? Does he have to go to a Purdue? Does he have to go somewhere like that? And I don't know that, it's hard once you get those resources and you get everything that you want, and you don't ever hear the word no for, 15 years coaching Notre Dame and LSU, then all of a sudden you're not gonna get the same resources at another school.
Well, I'm checking in on Grand Valley. That's the team that he coached before. I think he was at Central Michigan. They're 4-3, so maybe there's an opening at Grand Valley if he's interested in going back to
retread's
Division II.
A popular thing going in 2025.
That's exactly right. I'm sure they would take him back. You can join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline if you like, 877-377-6963. You got to be at Joe's Grill and Canteen for kickoff tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Arkansas, Mississippi State. They'll have it if you got your YouTube TV and you're getting screwed over here and you're not going to be able to watch the game, get over to Joe's Grill and Canteen. They've got ESPN. They'll have it up, and they'll also have half-price apps and cheap taps for you if you're wearing your Razorback gear during the game. You'll find Joe's Grill and Cantina at 3400 South 74th in Fort Smith. It's right across from Harps, where the tap flows and fans roar. And we'll be back with more halftime in just a moment.
He just brings that fire, and he's just going to demand the most out of you from every play. You know how to get that energy going.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got trophies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Eat Lux your way with the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the $5 box, as classic as ever. The $7 box has your favorite indulgences and more. And the $9 box introduces you to your newest obsession, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. It's Lux. For less. Try the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to MyBookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
I wait, I stop, I hesitate, I breathe, I melt, I think of me. Is it anyone?
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend, Matt Jones.
All right, we are back here on Halftime on a day where there is Game 6 of the Major League World Series. I feel like I got to separate between the two. Although, College World Series is the official name. Major League World Series is not the official name. You know the last time there was a Game 6 in Toronto, Matt?
Joe Carter.
Joe Carter. That's exactly right.
Mitch Williams.
Off Mitch Williams. Kurt Schilling wasn't watching. I think he had a towel over his head in the dugout because he couldn't watch.
One of my first World Series memories. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a great series. And it's one of only two series that ended on a home run, the other being 1960 with Mazeroski's home run over the New York Yankees. Yeah, we've already had one walk-off homer in this series, too, with Freddie Freeman in the 18th inning. What's to say he might not have another one?
What's he say? We're gonna go celebrate on someone else's field.
That's right. That's a Dave Van Horn quote. Perfect. That's exactly right. Yamamoto versus Kevin Gausman. Gausman's kind of like a quiet ace, but he's really, really good. Just if the Dodgers are going to win, it's not just going to be on Yamamoto going the distance. One of their future Hall of Famers has to bust out. Now, Ohtani's hit enough, but somebody else is going to have to do it because I don't think he's doing it himself.
The Dodgers
they make it to a seventh game. Ohtani may be the opener, not the starter. He might not start, to go like 6 innings or anything. But there's the rule, the Ohtani rule, basically, that if he starts the game and is taken out for a reliever, then he continues to hit as the designated hitter. But if he comes in as a relief pitcher, and then comes out, well, you lose the DH. So they'd have to start him in that case if they want to use him as a pitcher.
Well, that would be 4 days rest, so he could start and go through the lineup one time. 3 days rest, I think he could.
I think if you're going to open with him, and look, when they got him back this year and worked him very, very carefully, it was basically an inning and then to 2 innings. So he's done this year, but then it's up to their bullpen after that. That's part of the issue, because I think if they have Glass now ready to go for Game 7, he's not a 6, 7, 8 inning guy.
Blake Snell be ready again, or the fact that he just got rocked? Would you kind of hesitate to bring him in?
It would be on 2 days rest. So I look at this point, it's Game 7. It's like when Bumgarner threw. You got to be ready to go. It's the last game of the year, and I'm sure they wouldn't ask him to go more than an inning or two. But yes, I think he would have to be available, and I would bet you they'd trust him more than they would trust some of their relievers. All right, it's so odd. I mean, I feel like we've barely even touched on this Mississippi State football game. We touched on it a little bit at the end of the show last week.
I think it's the only game Braylon. I think they do that Shohei Ohtani rule. The Hogs have been doing that this year. That it's the only game they're going to let Braylon get off again.
Well, he had a huge game against them last year.
Yeah, so they're just waiting. They're hiding in the weeds. They didn't want people to really know about Braylon Russell this year. So we'll play him against Mississippi State.
Looking back at the box score from last, I knew he did really well. 175 yards on 16 carries. 16 carries is like 4 games worth for Russell now. He's not getting. You think he could get 16 touches?
Do I think he should, or do I think he will?
Last year he was the feature back in that game though, because Jaquindon Jackson missed it. With I don't know if he missed 1 or 2 games, but that was one of the games he missed, and he didn't miss a beat. I do remember. Did Russell also pop a hamstring in that game?
Mm-hmm. Little hammy strain. Yeah.
Well, they ran roughshod over him last year. Rushing yardage last season for Arkansas against Mississippi State was close to 300 yards. In fact, it was well over 200.
We did whatever we wanted on offense.
No, they went 359 yards. There it is, 359 yards of rushing. Talon had 8 carries for 79. But they've rebuilt the defense this year. I mean, it's a better defense. In fact, that's one thing that Mississippi State does well, is they actually defend the run fairly well. So you're gonna have to establish that run, and then so if you see them beat Mississippi State, now I already think that the LSU game, the Texas game, the Missouri games are going to be just like every other game this year outside of Notre Dame, winnable. Doesn't mean they're going to win, because this team has shown you they don't know how to win games yet. They beat Mississippi State. Does that give you some confidence that they would start doing the things that it takes to win a game? So LSU has done enough to at least have a winning record, not to keep their coach on. Oklahoma's done enough. LSU has done enough. Texas has done enough. Missouri has done enough. Those teams know how to win some games. Now, they're not at the level that I think was hoped for in a couple of cases. But, beating a team in Mississippi State who hasn't won an SEC game since the last time they came to Fayetteville over 2 years ago, that to me wouldn't really show me that they're ready to beat other teams.
Well, Texas, they play Vanderbilt in Austin. I think Texas is going to end Vanderbilt's dreams, and they're going to win, and Vandy won't go to the playoff. But then it's a bye week, and Texas goes Georgia, Arkansas, A&M. That's man, Georgia, and then they could be – they're not going to be taking that game the same way Arkansas is, at least in the past. So maybe that's something that you can go and ruin their time, and make sure knock them out. Whatever you got to search for, whatever the chip is on your shoulder, if it's just being evaluated because the game tape's rolling, whatever big or small, whatever gets you going to want to go out there and compete and play. Texas they got a brutal, man. I didn't think that looking at it, but Vanderbilt by Georgia, Arkansas, A&M.
Yeah, that's the toughest. I think that's the toughest of any team that I can think of in the country. That's 3 playoff caliber teams.
And if Vandy
and Arkansas, the Hogs are going to give them a tough game. I mean, I'm pretty sure about that. In Austin, I think they'll play hard. I think that they'll come to play, and I'm not going to tell you they're going to win, but I don't think Texas will win in running away or anything, just like last year.
Yeah, Texas, their offense is anemic at times. Their defense is stud. I see that Texas Vanderbilt game being like a 19-17 game. It's like if somebody can score 24 points, they'll probably win that game. But then they go bye week Georgia, and if they win, their playoff hopes are still alive. They lose though. Where's Texas's mindset? Like some of these teams that it's playoff or bust. They're getting down to it now. They get that third loss, then you got to start getting help. Because if you're an SEC team and you're 10-2, you make the show.
So there's a press conference this morning in Baton Rouge, Matt, and it gets to something that you're just bringing up here. I forget who it was that said it, but they're talking about how there's the expectation that you're here to be in the playoff every single year at LSU. That's what they said. You're expected to be in the playoff every single year. Well, this version of LSU football is not about to be in the playoff. So what does that mean to them? They're here. I mean, it's like they're watching press conferences or everything, but the expectation is to get to that playoff, not to play in the Citrus Bowl, not to play in the Music City Bowl. So once you don't reach that goal, you got these Arkansas players already have shown you that they will play for their own brand, or they will play for Bobby Petrino, or they'll play for whatever we've seen for the last few weeks. LSU, man, they just got run off their own field in a game they had to win to stay in the playoff against A&M. Now it's chaos in Baton Rouge. So who knows what it's like in a couple of weeks. You're right. I just wonder sometimes, dude, athletes, Rohan Jones was talking about this on the Coach's Show a couple days ago. He said, and these are just things they're saying, who knows, that the coaches are really good at insulating the team from everything that's going on the outside. Now, it would probably be a lot easier to insulate yourself 20 years ago, 25 years ago when you're playing, Matt, with no social media. But today, it's pretty tough to be insulated unless you just throw your phone away. But he said that. And look, they've played like that to me. I've wondered sometimes if the chaos of what's going on in the athletic department can affect the team. I've asked Dave Van Horn about that before, and the answer was no. And the team, the last time there was a change in athletic director and football coach at Arkansas, it didn't affect baseball one bit.
Didn't even know there was sports radio when I played. I didn't know there was an over-under or a team was favored by 3.5 like that. Yeah, no, there was none of that. Like didn't consume any type of sports media when I was a player. Coach Nutt did a great job of it's us against the world. It's the guys in that locker room that we're the only people going out for this common goal. And the other people, it's not like it's fake news, but they're slaps. They're slappies. We don't care what they have to say. We care about what we have to say. That's the Coach Nutt 100%. I had no idea that there was a sports radio or they did over-unders or we're just focused on what's the next goal at hand, what's the next what's the next week, and you have your routine. So yeah, no, I believe Rohan Jones when he says that, because that's how it is. That's how locker rooms are.
I love the term slappy. It's one of my all-time
I
favorites.
don't care what that slappy has to say. Coach Nutt would say, like, somebody, that slap, he ain't ever put on a jock before. Has he ever put his hand in the dirt, that slap? You know, like, and you're just like, yeah. You know, you get that mindset. It's like, if you've never been through a two-a-days, if you've never been in a huddle, if you've never blood, sweat, and tears, if you've never ran bleachers at 5 o'clock in the morning, we don't care what you have to say. That was kind of our mindset. And now I'm on the other side of it. It's kind of.
Does that make you a slappy now?
I guess so.
I don't think so. I think you know what it's like to do all those things. Join us on the Lewis Automotive Slap Line anytime you want. 877-377-6963. We'll be back, wrap up hour number 1 right after this.
For the second week in a row, our guys competed hard, but that's not what we're out there to try to do. We're out there to try to win.
This is halftime.
Listen up, crappie anglers. When it comes to crappie fishing, there's only one baby shad. The original baby shad, crappie fishing's #1 selling bait. Featuring a sleek back, streamlined belly, and quivering tail, that bait just won't stop moving, no matter the temps, no matter the conditions. Built for dead sticking and action-based techniques also, the original baby shad gets right to the point, catching slabs and filling freezers. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leader in crappie fishing innovation.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission is to improve the quality of life in our communities across the River Valley of Arkansas and Oklahoma. Residents and businesses are experiencing the difference of our high-speed internet. Wave Rural Connect Internet provides a reliable residential connection for streaming, gaming, remote work, and homeschooling. Our business solutions provide the speed, stability, and security that you need, whether you're a mom-and-pop flower shop or large business. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Michelle Smallman here for Gainbridge and their Give Back program, Gainbridge Assist, powered by Parity. Gainbridge and Gainbridge Assist, powered by Parity's goal is to empower girls and women through sports and education, providing 32 organizations in 21 states $222 of grant funding during 2025. These grants aim to level the playing field and expand access to sports and education for girls and women across the country. Here's to a future with no limits for women's sports with Gainbridge and Gainbridge Assist, powered by Parity.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wiper? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
The Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet. Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
It's the white bounce me out. The habits spit me out. From even tragic I
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Man, Matt, unit, I feel like I've missed out on something in the headquarters today at ESPN Arkansas.
Ooh.
I'm over here. I did make a nice little latte in my personal coffee maker in the other room, but outside of that, I'm quite envious of what you guys are doing.
Frito chili pie. They had it going on. They got some hot dog and hot dog buns. They got the lettuce and the guacamole. Not the guacamole, I'm sorry, sour cream. They got it rocking and rolling in there.
So I've never heard of a Halloween potluck.
Yeah.
Usually it's around Thanksgiving or Christmas. When did that start, and why is there no candy involved?
They gave us a candy thing, but Phil, I'm the last to know anything. I didn't know about this till Wednesday. So I didn't
know about this until today.
Yeah, and my contribution was they wanted me to bring a bag of ice. So I can do that. I can bring a bag of ice.
I can make some ice for you, or I could just go buy some from somebody that makes it.
Yeah, $4 for a bag of ice these days.
All right, so what kind of mid food did Christian bring?
What'd you get, Unit?
What did I had
No, not what you ate. Did you bring anything? What's your contribution?
I was told to bring drinks, but when I walked in here, I saw drinks, so I was like, well, I guess.
There's the drinks.
Yeah. Luckily there's a Harps like less than a mile from here, so
I love that basically the people in the offices there did not want to eat anything that you guys would have made because they told you what to bring. They didn't want you to. Matt Jones can cook. I'm here to tell you, he knows what he's doing. You, Christian, I don't know if I can vouch for you yet.
No, I'm not a chef by any means. I can make stuff in the oven. I can make stuff on the stovetop, most things. But
you can boil water properly.
I can boil
like
water.
You can do that.
Yeah, most of the stuff it's mainly reheating and that type of thing. But I can survive if I had to.
Sounds to me like bringing the drinks is right down his alley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and mine was surviving as well. I've lived by myself most of my life, and so if you do that, you better learn how to cook.
All you really got to do is just go to a store, buy some cookies, walk in with them.
Pumpkin cookies.
Absolutely perfect. That's right. Well, again, I feel a little bit left out.
It's delicious, though. You missed out a little bit. It's pretty.
Thanks
pretty
for the
yummy.
invitation, everybody. All right, we go into hour number 2 in a moment. Join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline anytime. 877-377-6963. By the way, I shaved today. Get a look at it online. I'm doing No Shave November, and I'm going to be posting all these photos on Twitter and Facebook, celebrating Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation, who help men fight prostate cancer, and we invite you to help out and get a look online at arprostatecancer.org. Be the last time I shaved for a month. I tell you what, I hate shaving. Hour number 2 of Halftime's coming up. Stay with us.
Bow season is underway, and the Arkansas Alternative Firearms season opens October 16th. Jelco Outdoors has all your muzzleloading and straight wall cartridge supplies. Check out the CBA Scout, Bronchi, Ruger, Savage, Tikka, and Winchester straight wall rifles in calibers 350 Legend, 45-70 Gov, 360 Buckhammer, and 400 Legend. Jelco has the largest selection of hunting clothing, footwear, and hunting supplies in the River Valley. Get ready to go deer hunting at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Spooked by the thought of a custody battle with your ex? Get the chills thinking about high hourly billing from another lawyer? Don't hide in the dark. Call me, Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. Divorce and custody can be scary. You need an attorney who can help at a price you can afford. At Mock Legal Solutions, we offer flat fees and payment plans. Call today. The first consultation is always free. 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price.
roofing company you can trust. Meet Three Ladies in a Roof. We're locally owned, certified, insured, and bonded roofing company. Three Ladies in a Roof can handle everything from start to finish with honesty, quality, and integrity. A hardworking company that knows roofing. Go with the crew that gets it done right. Three Ladies in a Roof stands behind their roof so you can stand under it. Call 501-658-3193. Three Ladies in a Roof, helping you with all your roofing needs. Ready to serve the River Valley.
Hey, this is Nick from Platinum Distributing. You've probably heard my cousin RD on here from time to time. What a bum.
Friggin' bum!
I'm kidding. He's a good guy. I'll tell you what else is good. Cheerwine. The cherry-flavored soda has had people coming back since 1917. Did you know Cheerwine is now available in the River Valley? You'll find it at your local Jam Mart, Walmart, and other fine stores. Cheerwine coming to Arkansas is all thanks to our big dog Terry right here at Platinum Distributing.
Big dog.
Think of him when you're sipping that one-of-a-kind cherry-flavored soft drink. Cheerwine. Uniquely Southern since 1917.
Hey, it's JT here at Blue Ember Smokehouse. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and we're here to take the stress out of cooking. Order one of our whole turkeys, turkey breasts, or pit carving hams, all slow smoked the Blue Ember way. And don't forget your favorite sides: mac and cheese, green beans, potato salad, and more. Spend more time with family and less time in the kitchen this year. Last day to order is Friday, November 21st, so place your holiday order today by stopping in-store or calling your nearest Blue Ember Smokehouse. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine, a high this afternoon in the low to mid 60s. We will see an increase in the cloud cover tonight, and overnight low in the low to mid 40s. We will see sunny skies, a slight chance of showers on Saturday, a high right around 55 degrees. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that can respect it.
Live from the Bushlight Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
Name one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones. The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Back on halftime, rolling into hour number 2. Listening to ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Kristen Johnston. No guests in hour number 2, just you and us. Want to hit up with us anytime you can at 877-377-6963. Matt, there was a little NFL and college football last night. The Ravens, they may be back, though I don't know if you take what happens against the Dolphins as the proof. But Lamar's back and looked like he didn't skip a beat. Derrick Henry, too. I'd be a little nervous if I was the rest of the AFC North.
That's the most talented roster. If you were to ask GMs, you just look at around the league. Buffalo's got a talented roster. Minnesota. There's a handful of Detroit. There's a handful of teams that got a lot of talent, no question about it. San Francisco, the Rams, but a lot of people said they'll Ravens have the most talented roster in the league. So if they get hot, they're 3-5, right? Yeah, man, and it just kind of takes one. Just kind of get a little confidence, start feeling yourself again. And Ravens, there'd be nobody'd be surprised they're 3-5 right now if all of a sudden the Ravens were like 9-6 here in a second. Like if they win 6 of their next 7 games.
Well, here's the thing about how Baltimore, it's not that they have to climb back into the race or anything. It's still early enough in the season, and with Pittsburgh's back-to-back losses, there's a lot of ground that's been made up. There are so many divisional games left in that division. Baltimore gets the Browns one more time, Pittsburgh twice, the Bengals twice.
That's what I was saying. The
it's-
Ravens play the Bengals
crazy.
and the Steelers twice.
They're going to come back and win that division. I'm sure of it. I think the Steelers are going to fall off. And one of the other games yesterday that's just interesting because his name is thrown around so much, and I didn't have time to bring it up with AT. Aaron Torres had John Summerall on his podcast earlier this week, the head coach of Tulane, and they got run off the field yesterday in San Antonio, 48-26. They're still 6-2. I mean, it's a good season for Tulane, but they won't be a playoff team this year. And I don't know if that necessarily damages his cachet for looking for other work, but I will say he's been out there a lot. He's been out there on some podcasts, and I know you go out there to talk about your team, but your name's out there a lot, and I don't know if that means that you're kind of out there, hitting the pavement looking for another job as well, just so people can hear you talking a little bit more. Anyway, that was a game of interest yesterday, and what do we have today for college football? Memphis and Rice. Memphis is 7-1, still a playoff team potentially, so they've got to win that game in Houston at Rice, favored by nearly 2 touchdowns. North Carolina, Syracuse. Belichick still looking for his first ACC win. Fran Brown, the Syracuse coach, he's still being talked about as a potential even Penn State hire or some other places. And then Sam Houston and Louisiana Tech, who knows? Don't care too much about that one. It is Halloween, and we've kind of figured that this college football season has been very much a bizarro college football season. It's like walking through the funhouse with all those crazy mirrors. Up is down, left is right, good is bad, tuna is salmon, and here's the salmon with us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline.
Salmon.
Charlie, what's going on today?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
We're good.
Man, look, I'll tell you, I agree, fellas. Especially if the Ravens' defense continue. Like, that's the thing with them early in the season. Like, their defense was so awful there for a few weeks when Lamar was out there. That's how they were losing. So, I believe that if they can, if Lamar can stay healthy, and I think that game last week that they played, I don't know who they beat, and they won it with Huntley. I think they gave him a little bit of life. Otherwise, I don't even know if Lamar plays last night. But yeah, I agree with you. They're in it, and it's going to be tough if the Ravens defense can continue to play that way. You're right, Matt. I just didn't understand why their defense was so horrible. Do you think I was going to ask you about that though, Matt. Do you think defenses early in the season, because they just don't tackle as much during camp and all those type of things, do you think that has a lot to do with why some defenses struggle early, in your opinion, at times? Or do you think offenses are just ahead
You
of
have
defenses?
to iron sharpens iron, and the way to get to Carnegie Hall is practice. If you don't practice tackling, and it's tough because it's a collision sport, but these dudes are so athletic and they can make you miss. So if you don't practice tackling, it takes you 2 or 3 games to kind of get up to the game speed and to get to kind of the soreness out from hitting.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they thump in practice, right? I don't know when you played if they went all the way to the ground. They thump, but it's not all the way to the ground. And by the way, they've got to do something. I wanted to mention that the other day when I was watching the Giants-Eagles game, they have got to do something about this rule. I don't know if you guys have even touched on this week, if you saw it. I think the Eagles on 4th and 1, they go to their tush-push play. Okay, I am not for taking the play out per se, but here's my thing. Why can we not officiate the play properly? I don't understand it. And, because I think Hurts reached the ball out and a Giants player came in and snatched it away, and they took it away from the Giants. I mean, I just don't understand how the hold forward progress thing is ruled. Is that more on the NFL, you think, Phil, just if they change the wording of that? Or, like, because forward progress, you see offensive linemen, they're coming up and pushing guys from behind. Well, when does forward progress stop? Or do you think
for
that,
me, that reminds me almost like the check swing rule in baseball. There's a gray area. And I think the definition is whenever the official thinks forward progress has been stopped. It's basically the same idea as an umpire with a check swing. It's not if the wrist breaks. It's not if the bat covers the plate or anything. It's if the umpire thinks the batter offered at the pitch. I think it's the same thing for forward progress.
Do you think they should be able to go look at it though and be like and overrule it and be like, nah, that whistle was blown too early? I mean, that was clearly a fumble.
That's interesting too, because it's like when the whistle blows. I mean, are you supposed to play through the blowing of the whistle, Matt, or up to the blowing of the whistle?
Through the whistle.
You can't hear
That's right. That's right.
I don't know if you can hear the whistle half the time. That's my thing. When you're that's the thing. It's just tough. It is a gray area. I agree. It's one of those things. But I hope y'all have a happy Halloween. I did look over there. I saw the so Phil, you're doing the No Shave November thing.
Yeah.
For me, that I'm gonna pull this off too. That's why I got a haircut and my beard trimmed up a little bit. But that's okay because I'm gonna pull this off. But I guess I'll do it for 1 month. I don't know what I'm supporting here, but anyway, Matt,
prostate
you don't
cancer
shave
research.
ever.
It's that
There you
simple,
go.
and I'm going to guarantee you too, Charlie. That's something at some point in your life you're going to need to get tested. So,
Oh man, I already know I'm in the healthcare business. I don't even want to talk about it. Anyways, y'all have a good weekend.
I think I made Charlie blush there for a quick moment, Matt.
Did I say use 2 fingers? Better make it 3.
They didn't bring that vehicle. I had the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation as a sponsor at the Travelers when I worked there. And, we had the vehicle out there, too, where you could get tested at the game. And then, of course, the next thing you want to do is go eat a bunch of hot dogs and drink beer. Go figure. 877-377-6963 is the Lewis Automotive Hotline. You ever think at some point, for this tush push, and you can, I guess maybe it's a little difficult to tell if somebody's offside when they're packed in. I don't know, because you can tell from the bird's eye view that there may be someone who's offside. I've wondered sometimes, too, about the ability to add another official to a football game where the official is just the camera from above. And that view, which I think would be so helpful to officiate a game properly, and nobody has that view. Is that going a step too far?
Yeah, you have the 2 officials that are on the ball yard line looking straight ahead at each other, so you can see if they're lined up in the neutral zone. The thing that I worry about is player safety, where if you have a D tackle, and this is what they've done with special teams. If you remember 7 years ago, I think they made this rule. The deep snapper on field goal and punt, they were lining up the big dudes and just bringing 3 guys at the deep snapper, and you could get injured. That's the thing that you're worried about is if you got a tush push and you got a 2-inch split, your ankle to ankle right there, and you're leveraging 3 homies on one guy. That's when bad things can happen. I love the play. It's a rugby play. It's low man wins. You saw a team lay a guy down but just lay him vertical down or horizontal, laid him right down in front of it, so nobody could do that. So you're kind of stopping it right there. But if you look at rugby and you see when they get in that scrum and they're both locked up, but that's the same call. I love it. It's just kind of it's who wants it more. And some of the hardest times I ever been hit, Phil, were on quarterback sneaks. Like the linebackers tell, helmet to helmet, they come in, bam, so it's a man's play. It's a grown-ass man's play. I love it.
But I don't even know how you'd be able to tell when forward progress is stopped there on that play.
If you get the ball over, then it's there. That's how you tell that one. It's if you lean over and you get that there. Now, if you slip out and try to do something, they'll say you reestablished it, but you're just trying to get that push just a little bit over.
There was a play last week against Auburn where Mike Washington, it was a one-on-one and the guy had him by the ankle, and I think he might have had him by the knee for a moment. You could see that Washington was about to try to spin and get out of that, but the whistle had blown at that point. And I'm thinking, if all they've got you is by your leg or your foot, and it looked like he was around the ankle, I wasn't sure that forward progress was stopped. See, if it looked, he was about to spin. And I thought that was a whistle that was blown too early, and Petrino got on him for that. But that, to me, also showed I don't think there's real definition about how forward progress is stopped. I'd have to look in the rule book, because when you look in the baseball rule book about these check swings, there's no definitive rule about it. It's up to the umpire. And I wonder how it's written in the football rule book.
Well, and also you think about this year, the fumble at Ole Miss. You think about Omega Blake's fumble in that same very game. You kind of wish they would have blown a whistle right there and said forward part. So it's tough. You can't have it both ways, and it's a lot of coaches. If you get that first down, and defensive guys are taught this, if they can hold you up and wait for your buddy to come, they're going to come and smash you. So you get that first down and you're getting held up. If you can't really, a timer has to go off in your clock. You got to have a clock that's go. You're up there and you're holding up for a full second or two. Man, you better get down if you can't break that tackle, because somebody else is coming to lay you out.
877-377-6963 for calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Chilly air right now. The air is crisp already. So if you're headed up to the hill, tailgate, watching from the patio, make sure you look the part and head over to Walker Brothers in Fayetteville and Rogers, or Bowman's in Little Rock. They've got you covered for every moment of game day. Grayson, Johnny O, Peter Millar, Sunday Red, Curly Tail, and Roback, all at Walker Brothers. You don't have to order online or wait for shipping. Just walk right in to Walker Brothers Fayetteville or Rogers locations, or Bowman's in Little Rock. Try it on and just walk out ready to call the Hogs. They also feature Filson, Barbour, Stio, Zegna, and Faraday. Pieces built for cooler weather, mixing rugged comfort with refined style. So it doesn't matter if it's game day on campus or date night downtown, Walker Brothers is your local spot for elevated style from kickoff to last call. Walker Brothers, Fayetteville and Rogers, Bowman's in Little Rock, where Razorback fans shop to look their best. Your life, your style, your store. And halftime is back right after this break.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18-month same-as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Eat Lux your way with the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the $5 box, as classic as ever. The $7 box has your favorite indulgences and more. And the $9 box introduces you to your newest obsession, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. It's Lux. For less. Try the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Chris in Springdale finally figured out the theme for today's music. Matt, it's basically all for you, Chris, who's our biggest. Well, who's a bigger Smashing Pumpkins fan between the two of you?
I think Chris is. He loves Pumpkin. It's just a music fan, you know. Chris got us those albums that was super cool. Got me a Doors album. Got you. It wasn't Wu-Tang, was it?
No, it was a Tribe Called Quest.
I gave Chris a Siamese Dream album. So Pumpkin's album, one of my favorites. So yeah, man, it's kind of like if you like the Smashing Pumpkins, then it's like, did we just become best friends? Because yeah, Smashing Pumpkins are one of my favorite bands.
I think you and Chris became best friends a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Has Corgan ever done any solo projects? Because I know he and his musicians haven't always gotten along.
So the first album that he did, Siamese Dream, he actually played and recorded him playing every single instrument on it on the studio version. And then later on, he comes back and says, I shouldn't have done that because you're kind of negating your band.
I got this band here behind me.
Right. So he's definitely had his little things or whatever he does. But
does he like himself some himself?
I think so. I think he really views himself very highly. Like maybe he's at the top of Valhalla and it's him holding a guitar with the fifth Beatle, Eric Clapton. They're up there kind of guitar battling each other.
I thought Clapton was the fourth Beatle, according to Unit a couple of days ago. We Josh.
That's funny.
You still know all. We've speaking of this because we got to get him his homework as well for the weekend. Because I know, my guess. Now we've assigned you some pretty good stuff recently. C Music. We got you into Zeppelin. I mean, have you listened to all the Zeppelin albums yet? Did you go past Sozo? Did you get into Physical Graffiti, or did you just stop after that weekend?
It was so good, man. I just stopped after the first couple.
You didn't want to ruin it with the other albums.
Got him into the Beatles. He listened to Strawberry Fields. He's got a little Beatles.
No, it's good. I mean, it really is.
I was kind of hoping that you might, develop a real passion for Led Zeppelin too, but maybe it didn't happen. He's just doing his work because we assign it to him. It's a good student. No. Don't get me wrong. He's a good student. I worked with somebody years ago. SmackDown, who's out there, might be listening right now. I loved SmackDown, but he never did his homework. I mean, I would have. He not only would he have flunked the exam, he'd have been kicked out of school for how often he did his homework. He wouldn't even. He never even made it to class. He was me as a freshman at Indiana, like times 50.
Yeah.
That's how bad he was at doing his homework. I wouldn't even show up for an 8 o'clock class in the dorm that I lived in, for crying out loud.
Have you seen the movie Seven? It's kind of
Yes.
scary.
I've seen it once. I don't know if I can see it twice.
That could be because he's seen Fight Club. I was trying to think of something maybe he might. You remember anything about Fight Club? C Music.
Yes, they were fighting underground.
Well, what is the first? What are you supposed? What are you, when anybody mentions Fight Club? What are you supposed to return with?
A lot of y'all been breaking rule number 1 and number 2 this week.
Oh yeah. Rule number 1: don't talk about Fight Club.
He hung on that T on the word "don't" for a moment. I wasn't quite sure. Thought it was maybe don't mix meat and milk. It was like, nah, that's kosher. That's kosher living. But he got it right. That's all right. We have to assign him a scary movie because it's Halloween. What else are you supposed to do? Are we going to give him Charlie Brown? Have you watched any of the Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin movie? Are you into
Charlie
the Peanuts?
Brown,
Do you even know who Charlie Brown is?
Is that dog?
Oh my God! I'm
Like a Charlie Brown
literally
Christmas?
95 years old now. No, Snoopy is the dog.
Oh, a Charlie Brown Christmas is. Oh, isn't it a tree? The Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Matt, I think I'm good. Can you finish the segment? I'm going to go into the other room and smack my head against the wall for about 5 minutes, if that's okay.
I'm going to give myself my 14th concussion right now. It's been a while.
Look, I think, doesn't everybody out there know who Charlie Brown is? He's the kid. He's the bald kid.
Oh,
he's the bald one with the round hair, the round head, the one that, you remember who Lucy is? She always pulls the football away from him. He tries to kick a field goal.
yeah,
Snoopy's the dog.
that's right.
Garfield's the cat.
And the bird's name, we haven't even assigned this to him. I figure you just have to know these things. It's just, how do you not know these things? What's the bird's name?
I just wanted the presents.
Honesty.
Halloween?
I like the honesty.
No, Charlie Brown. Isn't that Charlie Brown? Didn't he like a Christmas?
Yeah, but he did a Halloween one too. It's
Oh.
called Charlie Brown and the Great
I didn't
Pumpkin.
even know that. I didn't even know that.
No, I think you have to watch Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin.
Okay.
I didn't really want to assign that to you, but how can you actually live in today's day and age without that? So we'll assign you the two extremes. We'll assign you the one that's all friendly and family and all of that. So that'd be Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin. And then there's no way he's seen The Exorcist. That would be on the other side of it.
I was thinking Beetlejuice maybe too, since they had 2 Beetlejuices, but you're
Too family friendly.
All right, The Exorcist.
Wait a minute.
It is.
Oh, I'm thinking of Goosebumps. I used to watch Goosebumps all the time.
We're not assigning Goosebumps. It's nothing for kids in this case. No, we're going to assign you literally maybe the
If
most
you go back
frightening
and
movie
watch him
that's
as an
ever been
adult,
made.
go back and watch him as an adult.
You're
It's-
going to get to see a girl twist her head all the way around and puke up pea green soup. How about that?
The best.
You're welcome.
The best Halloween costume ever when I was growing up was the Karate Kid when they dressed with all the bones. You know, the leotard with the bones. Is that 1 or 2? I can't remember
That's
which
the first one.
But that's, to me, I always wanted to do that. You know, that was
Michael Myers to me was the scariest thing ever when I was a kid. I don't know why, but
Well, because he never had an expression.
yeah, it was just, man, watching the movies and then seeing someone dressed up as Michael Myers.
Christian, you can do what you want, but when you get fired here, there's not a big buyout. You know, we're not going to be able to
No.
give you any. Okay.
That's fine.
The Exorcist, you're going to love it. You really will. Just make sure you start it at about 11 o'clock at night tonight and watch it through midnight.
Okay.
And then open up The Shining by Stephen King and try that for about 5 hours.
Or you could get It. You could do the new It. Keegan Peele did the new It, and then Longlegs with Nicolas Cage. I don't know if you saw that one, but man, I went to the theater and saw that one. That one's wild.
The Exorcist, I think, is the scariest movie ever made. Now, The Conjuring was pretty freaky. Hereditary, how long ago was that made? Maybe 9 years ago. That one was really good too. But nothing really could ever surpass The Exorcist. You know, the woman who had the role of the voice of Pazuzu, I think she kept her voice at that where it was through whiskey and cigarettes. And I think at one point she had to give up alcohol in her life, but then started drinking whiskey again so she could do that with her voice and sound like a demon. Whiskey and cigarettes. That was the key. Yeah, and don't eat pea soup before watching it. It's exactly right, Andy. Well done. Sinister, Hogwild. That was the one that was on the tip of my tongue with Ethan Hawke. That's a great movie. Sinister. Poltergeist. Wizard of Oz. I guess that's a Halloween movie, right? Because it's everybody's wearing costumes. Why not? Yeah, kind of works well. All right, 877-377-6963 to join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, and we will take your thoughts on Arkansas football, and we'll take your thoughts on your favorite horror movie. Why not? Stay with us. Halftime is back right after this break.
Oh, the crowd was awesome. I know the players were very, very appreciative all 4 quarters at the energy that they brought.
This is halftime.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This is halftime.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing, that hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
With Black Friday savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select innovative appliances like GE Profile. Add a touch of ease to your holiday with the all-in-one combo to wash and dry your laundry in one machine. And refrigerators with built-in convenient features like the dual dispense autofill water pitcher. Shop Black Friday savings on select GE Profile appliances, plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 11/5 through 12/3. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel. 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual.
Now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford, as well as heavy-duty diesel repair and diagnostics.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Unit had brought up the movie Halloween and Michael Myers and everything. I didn't realize this. Is this true? That the mask that the original Michael Myers
William
mask
Shatner
was a William Shatner mask. They were so low budget they bought this mask for just under $2, spray painted white, cut out big eye holes, and William Shatner is Michael Myers' father essentially. Yeah. That's amazing. Captain Kirk is one of the greatest killers in Hollywood history. It's amazing. All right. A couple of weeks ago, and I've hit on this a few times, there are no owners in college football, but there are television networks, and there are television distributors. Those are the owners of college football. Look, the universities own the teams, I get that, but they're not taking profits. The networks and their investors and their executives are taking the profits. Now, maybe administrators, coaches too. But this dispute between YouTube TV and Disney, to me, is indicative of these are the owners. And it all comes to the idea of we're squeezing as much money out of this enterprise as we possibly can. And you know what the product is in this case? It's not the games. It's not the players. It's not even the advertisers. You are the product. You sitting at home watching the game is the product. You, and I hate to put it in these ways, you are the reason that the prices for these networks have shot up the way that they are. This has had to be the plan for all these years. You're going to start this thing, this cord-cutting thing. Everybody's going to buy into it. It's going to be really low price for a while, and then within 8 years, we will be making more money than we did when everything was on cable, because everybody's going to be spending more money than they spent when it came to cable. And you are spending more money now on streaming than you paid for cable. And they got you by the sports balls. They are this is not the athletic directors, the commissioners, or chancellors, or anybody that's raising these things. And these things will be going up. These subscriptions. These are the owners of college football. And I know there's anger to be had at athletic directors, chancellors, administrators, all the people that you see are part of the decision making, raising ticket prices, donations, and all of that stuff. This goes along with it exactly the same thing, because you are the product.
Well, Google is YouTube TV, so that's the Google YouTube. So what's bigger, ESPN or ABC? So that's kind of the battle. It's Google owns YouTube, Disney owns ESPN, ABC. So you got two just blue chip. They're just two. They're the two highest people on the mountain, and they're going at it. So I don't know who wins this one. This is a real battle. I think.
And look at where they timed it. I mean, this isn't happening with any of the other carriers.
This is when football is going to play a game every single day for 40 straight days.
They literally timed their contract for the middle of the college football season for October 31st to be the day. They knew what they were doing here. They knew exactly what they were doing here. And it's both YouTube and ESPN. There's nobody to root for in this case. You know, it's like, so if you go to the ESPN app, if you do that thing, and look, we've been promoting the ESPN app and everything. Whatever your price is, whatever it is that you start with, what do you think you're paying in 6-7 years? You know, you paid $35 a month when YouTube TV came out, and that's probably the most That's probably the most popular service right now for watching games.
The first one's free. How are y'all going to make any money like that then? It's the same thing people been doing for years. It's not a new formula.
Well, and you know, it's the college football fans that make that make this. You know, it's like come out with the pitchforks. Essentially, is what that's about. I guess NFL fans feel the same way, but there's more college football on ESPN. There's one NFL game a week on ESPN.
And I think there's more college football in this, and maybe I'm wrong, Phil, but I think when you're a fan of the NFL, you're really a fan of one team. And when I think you're a fan of college football, you might have a fan, you might be the fan of 7, 8, you're a fan of multiple teams. Now, I know fantasy football and NFL kind of keeps you, but I really think when you're a fan of an NFL team, it's just one team. It's just you like one team, whoever that is. But college, a lot of times you like multiple teams.
You're watching game day. You're starting your day at 9 o'clock. You're watching the 11 o'clock. You're watching all the way through, you know, the last game on ABC. But now you're not going to be able to watch ABC, or maybe you can. I mean, you can just throw up your rabbit ears. I've got them, but you can't get ESPN like that. You can't get SEC Network or the U or the Ocho or the Deuce or any of them. You can only get ABC. That's it. Guess maybe, you know, the Disney Plus subscription can work out. But you know who's over here laughing about this is the Big Ten, who's not involved with ESPN or Disney
Fox,
at all.
Yeah,
they're CBS, NBC, Fox. The wild aspect about this is that so ESPN is throwing out all of the PR that they have to about this, and their ratings are dwarfing the Big Ten ratings on all of the networks that the Big Ten airs their games on. You know, you have met much better matchups. The ratings for SEC games are years ahead of any other league, and ESPN's using that to their advantage in this case. And I mean, Matt, these games are starting at 11 o'clock tomorrow in the morning. How many people are going to be canceling this and finding another way to watch? And just like you, will never go back. YouTube.
Won't do it. I've been YouTube 4 years now, and they've incrementally. It seems like $10 a year or so. I think when I started, it was $65. I think now it's $92 for my whatever package I have. But the reason I got it, 100%, the reason I got it was because it was sold to me as we will have every single Arkansas game. Football, basketball, conference game. Not if they play a jamboree. That might be on a different network, or we'll stream it. You might have to get it. But if it's a SEC league game and the Arkansas Razorbacks are playing in it, YouTube said they would have it. That's the reason I went with YouTube.
Now I like being able to split the screen, and they've added the ability to choose the games you want on your quad box or your 2 box. And I like that you can have your DVR there or everything. But I'm not ready to pay another $20 a month just to keep ESPN, because there are other ways to watch this. And it comes into a fight between 2 mega corporations that it's really difficult to feel like you got to root for either of them, because they're just trying to squeeze as much money out of you as they possibly can. And that's just going to continue. When you think you're watching something for free, you know you're not watching it for free. It's just, it's the things we realize all those years with cable that your cable fees kept rising, mostly because ESPN kept asking for more money and knew that they would get it. And so your cable rates kept rising. And I think the YouTube subscription rates have risen because they've thrown a whole bunch of stuff on there that I don't know if anybody really watches. Still have MTV on there. Is anybody watching MTV? You know, some of the Viacom channels. Nickelodeon, which I know kids still watching all of that, but I feel like we watch this mostly. We put this thing on because of sports. That's the main thing for live television now. And I don't have to worry about it for tonight because the World Series is on Fox. So don't have to worry about that too much. I've tried Sling before, and I liked Sling. Sling is the same thing as YouTube TV, just a different interface, and it costs a lot less. Now, maybe they don't have, you know, as many of the channels that I don't even know about. So what does that mean? But it's about half the price.
So what do you think, Phil? And I'm not a big TV guy. I like to watch movies, watch a couple shows, whatever. But I watch the same 7 channels all the time. If I got a couple cooking shows I watch old reruns of Seinfeld, watch sports. Like I don't Discovery Channel, AMC. There's a IFC. There's about 7 channels I watch. I don't all those other 58, 70. I don't watch those channels.
Look, I'd love to say that I go on. I'm gonna watch the evening news every night. I'm gonna watch the morning news, but I don't. You know what I watch for live television? Sports. That's it. I don't throw on CNN. I don't throw on Fox News. I'm not watching MSNBC. I'm not watching MTV, Nickelodeon, A&E. I mean, we've got all these other streaming services that if you want to watch a cooking show, there's 8 million cooking shows that are out there for you on whatever streaming service that you buy. If they don't have live sports, there's no purpose to having it. So if they don't have ESPN and the 8 or 9 networks that go along with it. Hulu is a Disney, I think a Disney partially owned company. I don't know if they own the whole thing, but you can probably get, all those channels on Hulu too. It's just, what it comes down to, and I think we got a text here from Ellis from Harrison, who's absolutely right about this. 2 sides leveraging the needs of the regular person for their own benefit, which is the almighty dollar, and they're squeezing every dollar they can out of this enterprise that they own as long as they possibly can. That's why these television contracts were signed. And I think it's kind of interesting that the price of YouTube TV has skyrocketed after college football commissioners signed their TV contracts with networks, ESPN being one of them.
I was at around, it was either 55 or 65, Phil, when I jumped on, and we've been doing this show. This is our 4th year. So that's when I got it. Now I'm at 95. So it's gone up about $10 a year.
I got to do one of and I know that there are these services where you can throw on any of you don't realize how many subscriptions you have. And you can figure out how much money you're spending on those subscriptions. But if you were just to do it on the streaming services alone, you're probably spending a lot more money than you ever did on cable. 877-377-6963 for calls and for texts. Let's look at some of the texts here. Tina asks if you can subscribe to ESPN Plus. I don't think you can. Now, I think there's that standalone ESPN app that you can get everything on ESPN. It's $40 a month right now for an introductory price, but that's an introductory price. It's going to get jacked up at some point. So it's a bargain now. Is it a bargain in another 3-4 years? Robert says Hulu costs us under $100 a month. Well, that's what you're paying for YouTube TV too. So, I mean, I know Hulu and Hulu TV are different things, just like YouTube and YouTube TV are different things. You just end up getting a little bit confused about all of this. Jamie May's got the package with Disney, Hulu, ESPN, $30 a month. I've got that too. It's just, when it used to be the package and it's ESPN, that wasn't the channels. It was ESPN's library of documentaries and I guess some games that were on Plus but weren't over the air, like ESPN, The Deuce, and SEC Network and ACC Network. So I don't know if your $30 a month is getting you those games specifically. Maybe it is, so let me know. But I do know that it is the paying customer that they're daring you. First of all, they're asking you to contact people with either company. YouTube wants you to contact ESPN, vice versa, and fight for your rights. But all they want to do is increase what you're spending to watch these games, and then they'll do it again and again and again and again because they know you'll pay for it. That's what it comes down to. Are you not going to watch? That's what I thought. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Wrap up hour number 2. This is Halftime.
You think you can dress up like me and be a rock star? No, sir. No, sir. You have no idea what it takes.
This is Halftime.
Game days just got a whole lot cheesier at Art's Barbecue and Burgers on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Art's legendary smoked brisket queso is back. There's no better game time treat than this house-made queso, loaded with chunks of Art's smoked brisket. And try the sloppy pig, Art's hand-pattied burger, topped with pulled pork and smothered in smoked brisket queso. Make your game days cheesy at Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's in Fort Smith.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Terra's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Terra's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com, LIMBIRD.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission is to improve the quality of life in our communities. Across the River Valley of Arkansas and Oklahoma, residents and businesses are experiencing the difference of our high-speed internet. Wave Rural Connect Internet provides a reliable residential connection for streaming, gaming, remote work, and homeschooling. Our business solutions provide the speed, stability, and security that you need, whether you're a mom-and-pop flower shop or large business. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372.
Wait till Monday for your dental emergency at Valley Urgent Dental. We know your pain cannot wait. Broken tooth, painful infections, sports injuries, we've got you covered. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are here when you need them most. Call them at 479-235-5655. Valley Urgent Dental is available on weekends when your regular dentist is closed. Valley Urgent Dental at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Do not wait. Your smile deserves immediate care.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at KeepArkansasBeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Don't care, put me some move. Care, even my school. I don't care. Just about anywhere it's alright.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Hey, Matt, my San Francisco Giants introduced new manager Tony Vitello to their fans and the media yesterday. I am going to be a Giants fan. This is called Tony Vitello understanding the assignment.
I'm fully aware of the tradition that's here and the excellence that's been brought by managers like Bochy, Dusty Baker, the toughness from guys like Baumgartner and Romo, the loyalty, which is incredibly important, word to me and my family, which is epitomized by the guy to my right. The records that have been set by guys like Bonds and Mays and Lincecum and everybody else. And then, the one thing that always got to me was the family, the sense of family that was a part of this organization. And one of the players I coached came up during Hunter Pence's playing days and just talked about how good that guy was to everybody in the organization, especially younger aspiring players and rookies. So there's a lot to learn from the past, and there is very high expectations, very high standards to meet because of the past. And this is a challenge that's been presented to me. And again, I'm humbled and honored to be here in front of you today to take on that challenge.
Giants have great history in that city, even though they only moved there in the late 50s. And he mentioned the only guys he forgot to say were McCovey and Marichal. Otherwise, he hit on all of their favorites. And I'm here to tell, I think Tony Vitello is going to be a big success with the Giants. Now, that's a tough division to compete in, but he's going to do really well.
Yeah, man, I trust what you have to say. I don't know a single thing about him. I don't watch. I listen to you talk about college baseball. I watch about 2 college baseball games a year.
Well, what I hear from Tony is somebody that understands the franchise, the fan base, and again, winning a press conference doesn't have anything to do with your ability to, manage a team or deal with the personalities. But he did hit on all the right notes there. So there's some wild stuff going on in college baseball too, as Josh Elander puts his new staff together, and he's decimating Florida while doing it. So Florida doesn't have a full-time head coach at the moment because Kevin O'Sullivan is taking a leave of absence. We don't know when he's coming back. Elander goes and hires the interim Florida coach as the top assistant, Chuck Girolamo, who he's been best friends with for a long time. He was the interim head coach at Florida for a week. Now he's with Tennessee, and they just announced it today. So Florida's got no interim head coach and no knowledge of when their full-time head coach will be back. These are 2 arch rivals on the other side of the SEC for baseball, and Florida's coaching staff just got hit pretty hard by Tennessee's coaching staff. So pretty interesting few days in college baseball, and usually October is this kind of stuff is not going on. All right, we'll come into hour number 3 of Halftime in a moment. You can join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963 at any time. Remember Crabtree RV Center in Alma. If you're thinking about big adventures for the family over the summer or any other time, it's not too late to get your next adventure started with an RV from Crabtree RV. Here's what you find every single time: the best RV purchasing experience. They'll help you choose the right RV. Crabtree features personalized financing, have a top-of-the-line parts and service department as well. Crabtree RV, junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, and online at crabtreerv.com. Hour number 3 of Halftime has Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen and anything else you want to hit on. We've also got to make our picks for the SEC Survivor Series with 5 weeks left in the season. And Matt has hit on every one of his picks. I'm still stuck with the Razorbacks because I had Arkansas beating Auburn, so I got to stick with the Hogs against Mississippi State. See what C-Unit picks as well. And we'll have those picks after the break as we head into the golden hour on a Friday. Stay with Halftime.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanar.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Hey, Ty Richardson for JamMart. JamMart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. JamMart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero JamMart locations. JamMart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Fill her up, please.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Is your business's IT infrastructure secure? At Dixie Digital, we provide comprehensive managed IT services to ensure your systems are running smoothly and your data is protected. Combine that with Xerox, Brother, and Epson reliable printers and copiers, and you've got everything you need for success. Call us today at 783-6600 to learn more about our IT services and special offers. Dixie Digital Imaging, your trusted partner for IT and document management.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine, a high this afternoon in the low to mid 60s. We will see an increase in the cloud cover tonight and overnight low in the low to mid 40s. We will see sunny skies, a slight chance of showers on Saturday, a high right around 55 degrees. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Tommy's right on this one. Do you feel? Let me ask you this.
Normal around here. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it.
Live from the Bushlight Studio.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Yeah.
Bill said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. My heart, dog. Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
Name of one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones. The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Welcome back on halftime into hour number 3 on a Friday. It's the golden hour at 1:01. Welcome back on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Kristen Johnston producing. Neil Atkinson, Bet Sarazen coming up in our next segment. So if you want to hit with us, now would be the time anytime you want. 877-377-6963. Looks like we got a little outage right now on the Bet Sarazen app. That can happen every once in a while, so I may ask Neil about that. I was interested in finding the line for Arkansas and Mississippi State, which the last time I saw it, I think it was Arkansas by 4.5, which would hey, it's 2 games in a row that they are favored. The last week favored 2.5 at home. Maybe that really meant Auburn was expected to win. And man, it's the last time you play before a bye, your next off week, and then you get ready for the LSU, Texas, Missouri stretch. And man, I just want to see a team win a game right now. I know Mississippi State has this lengthy SEC losing streak, but they also have a win over Arizona State this year. Arizona State, by the way, lost their quarterback, Sam Levitt, for the rest of the season to an injury. But, hey, they've got one more win than the Razorbacks do, and that includes a win over a team that was in the playoff last year in the Sun Devils.
Yeah, Mississippi State, Arkansas, Georgia, Missouri, Ole Miss. This is it for them. They don't win this game. I got them going 0-8. Arkansas, we get bye week, LSU, Texas, Missouri. Same concept. If we don't win this game, I got this Razorback team going 0-8, and I know you said you had Kentucky. So there's somebody, Mississippi State, Arkansas. One of them has to win. One of the teams has to win. So one of them's going to get a W. I don't know who it's going to be.
So this is also the last week of games before the real rankings finally start coming out. Tuesday next week is the first release of the College Football Playoff Committee rankings that are the only – I don't even know why you'd refer to the AP or Coaches Poll rankings once these ones come out. So, I mean, right now you're looking at the teams you just mentioned, A&M, Alabama, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt. Playoff teams, they're in as of right now. You could maybe even make a case for Tennessee, but with a couple of losses right now, I don't know if you really have a case.
Tennessee beats Oklahoma. That's a good win. I think Tennessee would be on the inside track.
Hey, Notre Dame finishes with 2 losses. They're going to be in.
That takes out one. Yeah, right. That's either your 5th Big Ten team or your 5th SEC team. When Notre Dame, but if Notre Dame gets to that 3rd loss, which I don't think anybody beats Notre Dame the rest of the year. In the regular season.
So in the Big Ten, Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, and that's it, right? I mean, you're basically looking at 3 playoff teams out of the Big Ten. I don't think there's anybody else that really has a shot at it, right? Michigan at 6-2, but then, they'll have Ohio State, so I don't think they're going to get past Ohio State. If they do, Ohio State gets in, just like last year, with a loss to their hated arch rival. But this time Michigan would get in too, I guess, depending on what happens the rest of their season. Take a look and see who they got. Purdue, Northwestern, Maryland, and Ohio State. So the way they've been playing, that's probably 3 wins before playing Ohio State. So maybe there's a 4th team in the Big Ten that's got an opportunity. SC maybe 2, but you're basically guaranteed. Last year, 3 SEC teams get in, Matt. This year, I don't see any way that there's not 4.
Any team in the SEC or Big Ten that goes 10-2, 100% will be in. That's how it goes. So that's kind of where you go back from there. It all work itself out. There's going to be a couple more upsets. That's the beauty about college football. I'm a little nervous for when you're looking at who's supposed to win today, who's supposed to win tomorrow. There's a couple games out there that could be tough for a couple people. And
hey, you want to talk about teams
that South Carolina Ole Miss game is what I'm talking. That one, everybody has Ole Miss winning that game. Like they're going to win that game for sure. Just there's upsets every week. That's the one that kind of puts my antennas up in the SEC this week.
My thing for South Carolina is I just don't know if they'll be able to slow Ole Miss down enough and keep it in the 20s, because they have had a lot of trouble scoring even in the 20s at times, even with Lenora Sellers. Mike Schuler's had a real rough year as the offensive coordinator there. I wonder about this one too, because you're not getting in with 3 losses. That was kind of established last year. So it's not really. Is this an eliminator game? Oklahoma, Tennessee, both teams 6-2. Is that
100%? And that's what I'm talking about. Texas, Vanderbilt. If Vanderbilt goes into Austin and beats Texas, is done. But Vanderbilt, you look at their schedule. If Texas gets them, Vanderbilt, it's Auburn, bye week, Kentucky, Tennessee. How big is that last game? That would be the game right there. So Tennessee, Oklahoma. Then you're looking at trying to figure it out, and that's one of the things I love about college football. It doesn't go as planned every week. I mean, think back to last year when we saw Ohio State get beat by Michigan, and everybody's like, oh, he's done, right? If they don't win at least one game in the playoffs, Ohio State's done. Then they beat everybody by double digits. But that's you're just like, how did Michigan beat Ohio State in that last game? There's going to be a couple of that happens this year.
I don't see any interesting games in the Big Ten this week either. Like, not one.
Not even Ohio State, Penn State, huh?
No, that's crazy to think that that's not an interesting game. But yeah, Penn State, Ohio State is a total afterthought this weekend. The best Big Ten game is Southern California at Nebraska. That's it. Purdue versus Michigan, come on, blowout. Michigan State versus Minnesota, yawn. Indiana, Maryland, the way Indiana plays, they're blowing everybody out. Rutgers, Illinois, yawn. Penn State, Ohio State. I mean, that's also that goes. So if you have YouTube TV and you can't watch your SEC games, wow, you're going to be really fired up to watch Indiana, Maryland on CBS at 2:30. I'd actually be interested to watch Indiana. I haven't watched them at all. I've been so focused in on the Hogs, and those are 8 or 9 hour days with those broadcasts. Yeah, I'd be interested to watch Indiana. Doesn't matter who it is they're playing, because I want to see how dominant they are. We've only just seen the final scores and looked at the box scores. But yeah, I mean, Rutgers, Illinois at 11 o'clock in the morning on NBC, and that goes up against Penn State and Ohio State on Fox. Instead of the games that you'd probably want to see instead, 11 a.m. Vanderbilt, Texas. If you got YouTube TV, you're going to be stuck with Penn State, Ohio State, and Rutgers versus Illinois. And then when it's the 2:30 game and it's the cocktail party, and Georgia versus Florida is probably going to be a good game, you got to watch Indiana and Maryland, or you can watch Michigan State at Minnesota on the Big Ten Network. How lucky are you? And then at 6:30, instead of watching Oklahoma and Tennessee, well, you can watch Purdue and Michigan instead.
Bury the fight and Barry Odom.
Potentially the next coach of the Razorbacks, right? Now, the Big 12, they've got some games on Fox, some games on ESPN. You can watch Texas Tech and Kansas State. Now, that might be an interesting one to watch, too. It's on TNT at 12 noon. But, you're looking at these games that the SEC games are up against, and they're a bunch of yawns, absolute yawns. 877-377-6963 is the Lewis Automotive Hotline. And Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen is coming up in just a moment. Got to ask our Fish City trivia question for a Friday. And you'll get a $25 gift card to Fish City Grill in Rogers if you can answer the correct question. Answer the question correctly. We'll get the English thing going here properly. Who threw the last complete game in a Game 7 of the World Series? Because I think this thing's going to go to a 7th game. Yamamoto on the mound for the Dodgers today. He's thrown 2 complete games in a row in the postseason. The last time he pitched in a situation like this, he threw a complete game in Japan in Game 6 of the Japan series. So I almost feel like I want to guarantee the things go in 7 games. So who threw the last complete game in the 7th game of the World Series? First person with the correct answer on the text line is 877-377-6963. You'll get that $25 gift card to Fish City Grill in Rogers. All right, we'll be back in just a moment with Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. This is Halftime.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice spec.
We got trophies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite, white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Eat Lux your way with the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the $5 box, as classic as ever. The $7 box has your favorite indulgences and more. And the $9 box introduces you to your newest obsession, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. It's Lux. For less. Try the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Nobody nowhere understands anything about me. Dreams lost at sea.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, headed over to our Lewis Automotive Hotline here on a Friday afternoon. Neil Atkinson is with us from Bet Saracen, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. Make sure you download from the App Store if you got an iPhone. Android users, Google Play, when you want to put a little wager on your favorite sporting event, but make sure you are within the state of Arkansas to do it. You can also go online, any web browser, betsaracen.com. Happy Halloween, Neil. Got a lot going on. We had a sport, what was it called? Sports Equinox on Monday.
Yeah.
All the major leagues were playing, and that's got to be big for the betting houses, too.
Oh yeah. It's been a tremendous week, and the state numbers came out earlier this month, about a week ago. The Arkansas market is continuing to grow. We're seeing the same growth trend as we did last year, and usually it starts leveling out. When you're in your third year of online operation. It's hard to believe we're in our third. Well, no, we're in our fourth year of online operation. Time flies when you're having fun, but we're just happy to see the growth and the different content that we're able to offer on the site now, and more good things to come.
You got a lot going on in the World Series tonight too. Got props on the most valuable player, on who just wins tonight's game. Basically, got the Blue Jays favored -240. A lot of action on the World Series, and I want to see a series go 7 games. I think everybody does, unless they have a rooting interest here.
Well, a bookmaker always likes to see a series go to Game 7. But tonight. Now, just to clarify, for Toronto to win the World Series, they're minus that one there, because they only have to win one out of the next 2 games to take the series. But tonight games, the Dodgers are favored in tonight games with Yamamoto as the probable pitcher at -140. So, I would not want to be the Los Angeles Dodgers going into Toronto tonight on Halloween night when that crowd has been lively there in Toronto. So, it's a tall order. Now, from a bookmaker perspective, as we know, the Los Angeles Dodgers have been the favorite all year. Shohei Ohtani's been the MVP favorite the entire year. So, from my bookmaker perspective, I am kind of rooting for the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, just no doubt we have more liability on the Dodgers just to what they've been able to accomplish this year. But Toronto went into the series as the number 1 seed, and it's been a great series. Although home field advantage has not been been necessarily a factor in this series, both in that and the championship series, it seems like.
Now looking at Arkansas and Mississippi State, it seems that every single week the Arkansas game is expected to be the highest scoring, at least on the betting apps, and it's the same here. 66 points between the 2 teams here. And, you didn't see a lot of scoring in the Auburn game, but these are 2 defenses that have not necessarily played at an extreme high level.
Yeah, that's it. And look, the computer modeling and the betting public knows what the capabilities of Arkansas's offense is. If we can get rid of the turnover bug, I don't want to rehash all of that. But I just have to bring that up. And so in my model and my projections that we're seeing that now. Last week, my model, wasn't too far off. It pegged the Arkansas score at 24, and then that's where Arkansas came at, and had Auburn at 26, and those 2 late turnovers and those 2 late field goals, you take those away, the model was pretty clear, and the game barely went over. This week, my model has Mississippi State projected score of 28 and Arkansas Razorbacks of 31. So the model this week does have Arkansas winning it on that, but if you look at that combined score, it is screaming the under. So that's just projected in the models and all of that. And so far right now, 69% of the public with that high over and under of 68 is going with the under. So it's all going to depend on the productivity of Arkansas's offense and whether or not they can contain the Bulldogs. So this is basically the highest scoring total that I have found on the board as far as FCS and FBS games that I've seen.
So we talked a little bit about the scandal involving NBA coaches and players last week, and I wonder what it's been like in the last week on BetSaras, and if people have been shying away from getting involved in betting on NBA games in this last week, or has it kind of been business as usual?
From the business volume aspect of it, it has been business as usual. And we haven't noticed any downturn. Now, the NBA full betting really does not pick up until college football starts getting into the championship, conference championship games, and then into the bowl season, then we have a bigger spike with the NBA. But the NBA and the storylines that we've had in the NBA this year, with Wemba, right with got I think the Spurs off to 5-0 for the first time in a long time, and what Austin Reeves is doing with the Lakers. I mean, there's plenty of great, good, positive stories out there in the NBA. And look, there has been scandals before. You have the Jonte Porter, you have all of that, but I just go back to our industry as the one that usually can key in on this. And with us having this data and knowing where the bets are coming from to where we need to look at, that's how we're discovering this stuff is going on. My concern, and one of the big talks in the industry is until they settle whether or not commodity futures trading is sports betting or not with that, which has no geofencing, you can buy them from other countries. That's where I'm worried some of this stuff will move to, because they do not have the integrity infrastructure that sports betting has, and that's just giving them another mechanism to, if people are going to do something nefarious, to do it on, and on a worldwide basis to it, because it's financial trading and not regulated sports, and with all the controls that we have now. There's controls there as far as Office of Foreign Assets Control, and whether people are verified with IDs and things of that nature. But as far as the integrity monitoring and seeing where bets are coming from and the movements with news and things of that nature, they don't have that infrastructure. They can barely do a parlay properly on those things. And that avenue, until that thing is shut down or it's regulated and they have the same controls that we have, we may hear more stories about this, only because of we are able to detect it if they do it on the legal sites. If they do it there, maybe not so much.
Well, this is the last day of October, and sometimes you guys roll things out that are new on a month-by-month basis. Got anything planned in November that you'd like to tell us about?
Well, we're just going to be heavily focused on promotionals on with the start of college basketball season on Monday. I have a few other tech things that I'm trying to roll out. I'm not going to shy away from it. We've had some tech issues over the past week or so. Some of it stems from like AWS having some issues about a week ago. Even Microsoft email was down for a good part of yesterday with some of their services, and we just deployed a new firewall because we usually don't have that many problems because everything's done in the cloud, but we have to strike the bets and keep the wallet on a server, on a separate server here in Little Rock that's tied to the cloud, and that's heavily secured and things of that nature. And when those firewalls getting ready for things like that and failovers and that, so we did that this morning, and we had a little configuration issue, and we were offline for a couple hours, and just recently got back up. So I just want to acknowledge that we did have that, but we've gotten it all straightened out, and should be going in the weekend with no problems. Part of it is getting ready for this weekend and making sure we didn't have any problems with the high volume. But yeah, we've got some things coming on the line. Some of the tech issues that we've had with AWS, those were wide and global disruptions. We're just trying to mitigate that right now. But we do have some new features that are going to be rolling out here pretty soon. And it's really, really exciting what we're going to be doing. I wish I could go into a little bit more detail. Now, one of the things is that you're going to be able to watch in-market NFL games on our app sometime in the very, very near future, hopefully sooner than later. So once we get that one out, and you'll have an augmented bet menu where you can bet right there while the screen is up there while the game is up there on your phone. And that's going to be probably the next biggest thing that you're going to see. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I'd hoped it had been 2 or 3 weeks into the season, but we just want to make sure it's all right and working right before we deploy it.
Neil, let's leave it there. Happy Halloween to you. Have a great weekend, and we'll be talking about it again next week on our last off week of the football season.
All right, absolutely. Hey, everybody, when you're on the Bet Saracen app, once you get registered, if you're not already, make sure you check out that promo tab. You really want to check the promo tab when you get up on Monday morning to see what kind of boost that we're going to be putting for the for the start of college football regular season. And, of course, check out the NFL and the NCAA boost that we've got out there. Everybody bet with your head and not over it. Keep sports betting fun and entertaining. Good luck on your parlays, and have a safe Halloween tonight and a great weekend.
All right, it's Neil Atkinson from BetSaras, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app, and they've got a menu out here for Arkansas basketball season right now, minus 135 for the Hogs to beat Duke or Houston in the regular season, plus 155 for the Razorbacks to beat Georgia and Texas in the regular season. It's plus 325 for the Hogs to beat A&M, Texas Tech, and Louisville in the regular season. Find it all on the BetSaras app. And join us on Halftime on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. We have a correct answer to the Fish City trivia question for a Friday. Who threw the last Game 7 complete game in World Series history? That answer and the home stretch of halftime is after this.
Happy Halloween.
This is Halftime.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
If it rumbles, roars, or needs a little more power, take it to Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports in Clarksville. From muffler and catalytic converter repair to full custom exhaust systems, they've got you covered. Need welding or mobile welding along with equipment repair? They do that too. Custom fabrication done right. Located at 215 East Taylor Road. For performance, precision, and power, it's Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports. Call today at 479-214-2729 or stop by today.
Hungry for steak? TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is serving up the best hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, tender 8-ounce bacon wrap fillets, and massive loaded baked potatoes. It's the new steakhouse menu at TGI Fridays. And for football nights, Monday and Thursday, it's wings for just 50 cents each, all day long. Boneless or traditional with a 10-piece minimum. Bring the team, bring the fans. Big groups are welcome, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays, steaks, wings, football, it's all here at TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Are you an electrician that's looking for a smaller, non-corporate job? Well, I'm here in studio with Sloan Walker of Sloan Electric, starting 40, 45 hours a week, anywhere from $20 to $28 an hour, depending on the experience.
Yeah, that's all correct. We offer competitive pay. We have 6 paid major holidays. I'm working on some other benefits to go with those for my current employees and future employees. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call or text at 479-461-4302. Sloan Electric. We can power up together.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, but... Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks.
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
It's the grand reopening sale at Harry Robinson, Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw. Big savings on 2025 F-150s with $10,000 in savings and special financing at 3.9% for 72 months. Plus, Troy, you're giving away a Cadillac.
Yes, giving away a Cadillac SRX. Come down here and see
see us, Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford. The grand reopening sales event right now is the time to come buy from us. And talking about giving away this car, giving away a Cadillac, all you have to do is go on a test drive and be here the day that we're giving it away. So come and see us. You go on a test drive, your name gets entered in that hat, and hey, new F-150s up to 10 grand off, and you get 72 months at 3.9% financing. So come and see us. Let us save you some money. Let us get you an awesome deal.
Take a test drive and be entered to win a Cadillac here at Harry Robinson Salisal Ford. Plus, as Troy was telling you, $10,000 in savings and low financing at 3.9% for 72 months. The grand reopening sale. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Kissed by you. I wanna to love me, baby, love me too. Everything I want, I had to have. And with madness, it's love inside. Just little baby, can't you see? It's
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, we have a correct answer for today's Fish City Friday trivia question. Man, I'm really trying to pronounce these words out slowly and get it correct, because I want to honor Brett and his crew over there with a baseball question of who threw the last complete game in Game 7 of the World Series. Now, tonight's Game 6. I don't think you'll see a complete game in Game 7. We did get the correct answer from he is the voice of the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys. Sam Strassner, who I know, was listening out in Russellville, and he has the right answer because he's a Braves fan, and he remember 1991, Jack Morris. Not only did Morris throw a complete game, Matt, he threw all 10 innings of that game. So he threw a complete game at another inning. That's the aspect of what you don't really see nowadays. You don't see a pitcher go out and throw 10 innings. Heck, he might be the last guy that ever did it, as far as I know.
Load management. That's right. I think Kurt Schilling could have done it. Now he didn't, but when he had the 3 in a row, I would put. Did Randy Johnson not do any complete games with his when they were the tandem?
I think he did, but it wasn't that last game.
Yeah. And then Dontrell Willis and Josh Beckett. When I think of like other teams that just had a couple starters that like, here's the ball, we'll see you in 3 hours. Go to work. And
Beckett was the MVP of that 2003 World Series for the Marlins. I think he threw at least one complete game, if not 2, but it wasn't Game 7 because that thing didn't go 7. But I still remember watching that game. It's the 91 World Series. The Braves had beaten my Pirates in 7 games. Smoltz threw a complete game in the 7th game of that series in the NLCS. I attended it with my father. It's one of my most heartbreaking things I've seen in person. And then it was Smoltz versus Morris. You remember the day before was the famous "We'll see you tomorrow" call by Jack Buck when Kirby Puckett hit a 10th inning home run? I don't remember if it was extra inning home run, but Kirby hit the home run to send the game to the 7th game. Steve remembers a huge moment. I think it was that 7th game. Was that the game where Lonnie Smith was basically pulled off first base by Kent Herbeck and was called out for it? Herbeck got away with something that you really should never be able to do. It's a pickoff at first base, and he gets kind of tangled with Lonnie Smith's legs, and he literally pulled him off the base and kept the glove on his legs, and Smith was called out. If it's today's day and age and the rules now and you have replay, he wouldn't be called out.
Would they throw the first baseman out of the game though?
No, but they would give Lonnie Smith second base probably for
that's-
some sort of interference.
That's what I meant.
That's right. Yeah. Was it that, or was it that he was a little slow rounding third? Because there were two instances with Smith in that series, and I can't remember all of them. He might have been a little slow and hesitated, coming to third base and got thrown out at home plate. But I still remember Dan Gladden at the sacrifice fly that knocked in the winning run off Alejandro Pena for the 7th game of that World Series. And I think that's the game that got Morris into the Hall of Fame. He had the most wins of any pitcher of the 80s, but he's got one of the greatest games ever pitched in the World Series, too. And that, I think, put him over the edge last year. So congratulations, Sam. Sam's a great guy, calls a good game. Go Wonder Boys. Just not when they're playing Henderson. You know how it goes, Sam. And he'll get the $25 gift card to Fish City Grill in Rogers. And maybe you can take me while you're at it, Sam. We've never shared a meal together.
I don't know why.
877-377-6963. Sorry, Matt.
No. You're fine. I was wrong because usually I'm decent. You say a name, I can know the number, a team they played on. I'm halfway. I thought he played for the Cincinnati Reds, and he never played for the Reds.
So Morris was an ultimate winner. He plays for the Tigers, pitched for the Tigers most of his career, was their ace when they won the 84 World Series. And then at the back half of his career, he won World Series back-to-back seasons in 91 with the Blue Jays, and then 91 with the Twins, and then 92 with the Blue Jays. The guy he won three
That's
World
like
Series.
Deion Sanders.
3 different teams.
Cowboys, 49ers. Yeah, different teams. Charles Haley, same thing. Won it with it, and then goes to the other team and wins the Super Bowl. That's pretty. I bet that's a short list. But that's a pretty cool list to look up.
Morris also had a mustache, and I think he still has it, that you could lose butterflies in.
You need a push broom to comb it?
He could use the push broom. Like, his mustache was a push broom. It was that thick and that low hanging. I mean, his splitter moved as much as his mustache grew. I mean, there was an amazing pitch. And that was fun to watch him do that. Plus, I was rooting so hard against the Braves then. It's like I'm going to be a Giants fan now because I can't stand the Pirates. Why would I root for a team that makes me miserable? So I'm going to root for a team that I know won't do that, and a guy that's running them that I like, I'm going to be a Giants fan. I was a huge Minnesota Twins fan for those 7 games because the Braves ripped my heart out. I don't feel like that about them anymore. I don't root hard against anybody anymore except Texas.
What's the score tonight, guys? What are y'all seeing? Because we're not going to get to talk again either way, but when we talk on Monday, it's either the series is going to be over, either Game 6 or Game 7. Kind of tell, what do you think, see the future? What are we going to be talking about on Monday?
Yamamoto is too good. 6 different pitches, 3 levels. It's like that this guy's repertoire is the reason why you can pitch twice against the same team in a week, and I don't think it's going to affect him much. I'm looking at a 3-1 or a 4-1 game, Dodgers today. And then who knows what happens tomorrow.
The first one to 10. Yeah, I think the Game 7 could be wild. I'm with you. I got the Dodgers winning just because it's Yamamoto. That's if Yamamoto pitched for Toronto, you know who I'd have winning tonight? It would be Toronto. But I'll have the Dodgers then a Game 7, which those are the 2 best words in sports.
Absolutely agree. Steve, thank you very much. He reminds me that Sid Bream says hello. Bream had a mustache that wasn't quite at the same push broom level as Jack Morris, but it was one of those kitchen brooms. Not the push broom that you use outside, but he had a good one, and that also stunk so bad because Bream never moved out of Pittsburgh. I think he still lives there. He scored that run, and it was absolutely heartbreaking. 877-377-6963 to join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. And Brian is here from Ozark. Brian, good afternoon. What's up?
We got to pick our games in the last segment, though.
He didn't hang on. He hung up because I was talking baseball. He thought, well, that's it. He's not going to. He'll call back because he knows he's got that radar where he knows if he's on the horn or not. So he'll call back. Yeah, we do have to make our picks. Our Survivor Series picks, in which I'm stuck with Arkansas because they lost to Auburn last week, so I've got the Razorbacks against Mississippi State. They're going to beat Mississippi State, Matt, right? Please
I think
tell me
so.
they will.
I think they get on the board.
Okay, good.
So you said I've already taken Texas. I've already taken Georgia.
Matt has picked and won with Arkansas, Mississippi State, Kentucky. Just the fact that you've won with those three teams, Missouri, Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas, Tennessee, you have been perfect up to this point.
Wow. So I have to take I can take Vanderbilt or Oklahoma.
Against Texas.
I'm going to take Oklahoma.
Over Tennessee. All right.
Have I picked Georgia yet? I can't.
Unit has picked Ole Miss, Florida, Tennessee, OU, and Alabama.
Okay, I have to go with Georgia in this scenario.
All right. Georgia's got Florida. I think it's a good pick.
Do you know what's funny? I'm looking at the I don't know how funny it is, but I'm looking at the prices for tickets to games. Oklahoma, Tennessee, tickets as low as $300. Vanderbilt, Texas, tickets as low as $129. Mississippi State, Arkansas, tickets as low as Troy Aikman.
As Tommy Maddox.
Oh!
As Aaron Rodgers. He wears that number now.
For the Jets? Oh, is he? Oh, he's 8 for Pittsburgh now. That's right. Yeah.
$8 tickets? I see it right there. You're right.
That's ridiculous, right?
That's wild. Yeah, all the other games.
Tyler Wilson, right? Was he 8?
Kentucky, Auburn, as low as 47. The thing with Tennessee games, every one of those games, they have a waiting list of 25,000, as I've read a few times.
One of the best atmospheres. I don't bring it up because we took an L, and we don't talk about games when you lost, because the game is you're supposed to try to win the game, and if you don't win, then you know what do they say? The winner of the war gets to write the books. That's how we remember history. But as far as best environment to play a road football, Tennessee was one of the absolute best environments to play a road football game in, 100%.
And when we were there earlier this month, it's pretty much
could see
unrivaled.
the same thing, right? Yeah, I think Tennessee it's underrated because they talk about LSU, they talk about Alabama, Georgia, whatever. I think Tennessee is just as good as any place in the country to play a home game. So I'll take Oklahoma.
They're really good. Yeah, of course. Forget about the home field advantage and all of that. It's not going to matter very much. But they'll have fun while they're there until the game's over and they walk out muttering under their breath, time to fire the coach, because that's, of course, what it's got to be. Are we doing a ghoul pool for is someone getting fired this weekend? It's been 7 weeks in a row.
If Kentucky beats Auburn, then he's gone. He's right. Like if Kentucky, the team that's 0-5, comes into Auburn and wins.
I can't believe Beamer's not a little bit on the hot seat.
I think that too, but I think there's something about this South Carolina Ole Miss game. I think Ole Miss is going to win, but I think South Carolina's going to give them a little bit of a game.
I understand the idea of Beamer, being on the hot seat there a little bit. It's just they're pretty good last year. Now, I know you're not based on last year.
True. If they would have kept Dell Loggins, their record would be different. I'm telling you, for a quarterback to have to learn a new, it just takes a little bit, and they let down. When we're talking about Texas A&M, and I like Colin Klein. When he leaves, they're gonna digress just a little bit.
Duke and Clemson. Dabo doesn't get canned, right? He gets to make up his own mind on this, doesn't he?
I think you give him another 700 days, another 2 years. Like you give him a chance to kind of ride the ship, ride the wake, whatever, so to speak. But I don't think you just. But because my thing is, well, let's be objective and let's take the emotion out of it. Where were we before he got there? And now where are we now? So let's let everybody chill out. Unless he's just a douchebag, unless he's like a Brian Kelly or, unless you're just kind of a douchebag, then I get it. But I think Dabo's a stand-up. I think he's a stand-up dude.
I haven't heard. Well,
we all have things. We all have
things
skeletons.
aren't going to come out.
We all have skeletons. Yeah.
He's seen I guess the loyalty aspect that he seems to build that program off of. I would think that you might live that way. Yeah, but for me, I would assume that he'd have a chance to see his own way out. I mean, that's different than Gundy at Oklahoma State even. It's different than Franklin at Penn State. Heck of a lot different than Brian Kelly. Because 2 national championships, You're not getting canned during the season. Basically,
and they don't have an asterisk beside them. Think about Michigan's. Think about some of the other ones that get it, and they're like, oh, that was kind of weird. No, those were real national titles.
Miami SMU is a pretty interesting game, Matt, as long as you don't have YouTube TV because it's on ESPN at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Don't sleep on the Fighting Rhett Lashleys. I think that's a name out there when you're talking about some of these jobs, whether it be Florida, whether it be LSU. I really feel like you're going to have Coach Rhett Lashlee in the SEC next year at one of these. And let's say, I don't know if he would go to Missouri, but let's say they get the Fighting Eli Drinkowitz's. Does he? But I could see Rhett Lashlee being the LSU guy.
Does that? I mean, let's say that they tank or something. I don't know if that could actually happen for this year's SMU team, but their schedule isn't the easiest to finish. Miami, Boston College, Louisville, Cal. BC's an easy win. The other three won't be. They got to travel all the way out to Berkeley for one. And Louisville and Miami are having good teams.
Louisville's good, yeah.
Do you base Rhett's candidacy off of the record of this year's team? Of course you don't.
It's all inclusive. You look at where did he played football. He was a scholarship quarterback for the University of Arkansas. He coached with Gus Malzahn at all. Like you kind of look at everything. When you're trying to look at his resume and what do we just talk about with Dabo at Clemson? Where was SMU? And now I know June Jones was there, and they had a couple they won some, but nothing like this.
Mm-hmm,
Nobody
right.
had SMU in the college football playoff last year.
Make sure you get over to Roback and take a look at the Razorback Game Day collection. It's special Arkansas clothing with Razorback logos on it. You won't find it anywhere else. Fresh polos, hoodies, and Q-zips, and much more with Razorback logos on them at Roback. And while you're there, you can also use the code RUSH25 at your checkout and get 20% off your first order. RHOBACK.com. Roback, where action meets comfort. Back in a moment, we'll wrap up the week. This is Halftime.
This is Halftime.
November 9th, opening day of modern gun season, and Jelco Outdoors has all your deer hunting equipment ready for you. Jelco has a great selection of rifles, scopes, and lots of ammo. Stay warm and dry in the largest selection of boots and clothing for men, women, and children. Tree stands, saddles, box blinds, and ground blinds. Jelco can fix you up. Don't forget the blaze orange caps and vests. Good luck and safe hunting to all deer hunters from your locally owned one-stop shop for the best deer hunting equipment. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
It's football season, and that means tailgate parties and gathering with friends. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Harry Douglas here. Fellas, it's time to step up your grooming game. Manscaped just leveled up with the Lawnmower 5 and the Chairman Plus, two powerhouses built for unmatched precision, comfort, and control. Whether you're cleaning up before a night out, preparing for a big meeting, or getting ready for a game day, Manscaped has the tools to help you look and feel your absolute best. These aren't just old school clippers. They're engineered for modern men who take pride in their daily routine. So upgrade your grooming gear and experience the difference. And now you can find Manscaped products at your local Walmart.
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service, semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all. DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. Like on October 2nd, 1993, when the University of California faced a 30-0 halftime deficit to Oregon. Cal went on a remarkable 42-11 run in the second half to capture a 42-41 victory, one of the largest comebacks in college football history.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Celebrate your pastor at the Solid Rock this month. October is Pastor Appreciation Month, and to help you celebrate, the Solid Rock is giving you a $5 gift card to give to your pastor with any purchase of $50 or more. And while you're there, be sure to check out the wonderful assortment of items that would make great Pastor Appreciation gifts. Celebrate Pastor Appreciation Month at the Solid Rock, the store that honors Christ all year long, off South 74th near Sam's Club.
The Brew Credit. Attention truck enthusiasts, it's Truck Month at Rhodes Chevrolet, and we're revving up the savings. Right now, get behind the wheel of a powerful new Chevy 1500 pickup with interest rates as low as 2.9%. That's right, 2.9% on select new 1500 models. Whether you need a workhorse for the job site or a smooth ride for the family, we've got the perfect truck for you. Don't miss this chance to drive home in America's favorite pickup. Stop in today at Rhodes Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, where you get the best prices, period.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
All right, let's go to the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Got a couple guys on hold when I get to their calls before the end of the show. Logan is here. What's up, Logan? How are you? Logan's not there now. So
There's
let's
a lot
try
of
David
James
instead.
Harden fans for
David?
Halloween.
David, are you there? David, hello? No, neither. All right, that's fine. We didn't need to get the
I
calls
didn't know
anyway.
James Harden was a theme going on, but I love the pump fakes to finish up right there. Yeah.
Well, I think I bit on the pump fakes, Matt.
Yeah,
I need
let's
to
go to
work
the
on
free
my
throw line.
defense.
Yeah,
let's stay out of the air. We got our picks in. We've got our homework assigned. It's The Exorcist for unit. Would it worry you now? Who knows if they're going to play or not? But Matt, 2 starting offensive linemen are listed questionable on the injury report. Caden Kittler at center and Marion Harris at right tackle. I know if Harris wouldn't go, then Shaq McCroy would be your guy at that position. I expect guys are beaten up by this point of the season, so it's kind of maybe a little bit of a surprise. I think that's the first time that we have seen any of the offensive linemen on the injury report, Matt, so that's a bit of a surprise in and of itself.
Well, you have to have expectations to lower them, and my expectations are 0 for this football team. So, no.
But you are picking a win over Mississippi State at least.
That's true. That's true. But Mississippi State is the worst team in the SEC. But my expectations are 1. Okay, so sorry, you're right. You caught me. You like it when I lie back. Okay, I got no. I have nothing. You're just watching the game and it's like a car crash in slow motion. There's nothing about this Arkansas football team when you watch it that says, "Man, you know what? I want some more of that."
I say this, you and I have talked about this off the air. It's painful to watch sometimes because you kind of feel like you can see it coming down the road, right? It's like these are really close, entertaining football games.
I thought
take away the Notre Dame game
against Auburn until the pick six. Like I was convinced we were.
Well, you were waiting for something like that to happen.
But I didn't feel in that game. I didn't feel like it was, but it seemed like because they played so well, they were getting turnovers. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, finally, they had a good game.
Well, you had 7 straight quarters with 0 turnovers, and then all of a sudden the sum comes back to the mean, or the average comes back to that was it. It was 7 in a row was too much.
That's what I mean. It's like so. It's not up to me to be all optimistic and everything. I mean, we know what we're watching right now. So when you go to the stadium on a Saturday, and the game starts, and it's tight and everything, are you watching, sort of waiting to see what the mistake is that's going to do Arkansas in? Because that's been the pattern throughout this losing streak. Outside of the Notre Dame game, they could have won every single one of these games. Just don't know how to put it all together. And if they put it all together against Mississippi State, and I'm with you, Matt, that doesn't mean you'll be able to do the same against LSU, Texas, and Missouri.
I got Arkansas 31-30.
I think that's a legitimate score. I think you're going to see something more like 35-28, but I do think it'll be an entertaining football game. None until the first one, Unit. That's the best answer I got for you. Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast ready to go, as are Ruskin and Zach, and we'll be with you on Monday. From Matt and Christian, I'm Phil. Have a great rest of your Friday. Boo!
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today.